It, man. We started way back in 2015.
I know, right?
A whole
So long
year
ago. So long ago.
All of our episodes outside of the four previous are secret episodes. So, you have to find those out on the internet, check all your favorite sites. But this is Where's My Super Suit with your boy Phony Toast, the toast with the most, and
I'm Task One, and my legs hurt.
Yeah.
I've been working out. And I'm sore, and the horrible thing is that I'm working out, but I'm still eating food right now.
Yeah, he is eating a churro right now during the podcast, so we'll just go with that.
It's all good.
I mean, they eat in comic books. It's a thing. I can't lie to you. They do eat in comic books, so we'll eat on the podcast sometimes. Because I know if I was real hungry right now, I would be eating. I wouldn't let that stop me. I can eat and talk comic books. And,
it's a beautiful thing.
Do all that stuff. So. Let's get right down to it.
Okay.
I mean, first and foremost, I think we'll just dive right down into probably what the biggest book of the week has to be.
Jim and the Magical
Okay, now Jim and the Magical was a phenomenal read, right? I mean, first of all, you got Jim, right? And Jim gets exposed to magic. Now, you all know this happens in Real World, right? Jim, when he gets exposed to magic, he poops ice cream. And all the kids love it. So,
Jim.
No?
No.
Is that the same story?
No. I'm talking Jim and the Holograms, the number one movie of 2015. And when I mean my number one, it's history making. It was the movie that made the least money for how many theaters it was released in. Like, it was like
I didn't figure you'd talk about that horror. Because I think I know what happened. Fox Studios paid somebody to have a movie that was worse than the Fantastic Four. That's the only possibility.
But was it though?
It probably was.
Are we really being? Here's the deal.
So.
Are we really being mean to Fantastic? Was it really that bad?
It was probably worse than.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Someone asked me that the other day, and I had to think, and I was like, yeah, it is that bad. Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
I was in a group where somebody tried. They said, "Hey, look, I finally saw the movie, and I can't say it was as bad as everybody was out to making it."
That's bullshit.
And I tried to break it down to them as, okay, number one. And I'm sorry we're going on to this tangent.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine
in the show. But number one, you have no chemistry between the characters.
None.
So there is no reason for them to be a family type team, which is the basis of the Fantastic Four. Number two, they missed any chemistry between Johnny and the Thing, which is the entire comic dialogue for the show.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
All the comedy of the show is between those two.
Agreed.
Reed's not funny. Sue's not funny. You're not going to have anybody else be funny. Number three, which technically is number one and the worst thing that you could do,
right? You
fucked up Dr. Doom. When you mess up the greatest villain
of all time
in the Marvel universe, the DC universe, the Image universe, he don't even exist in those other universes. He's still Vertigo universe. I don't care where you are at. Dr. Doom is still the baddest dude in your universe. Seriously. Just hands down. To take that character and make some sort of toxic Avenger swamp thing with an Iron Man
crash
suit.
Test dummy.
Yeah.
You look like a crash test dummy. Like, 3 movies. How did you fuck up Dr. Doom 3 times?
Well, here's the worst. How did you fuck up Dr. Doom worse than the first 2
times? No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I go back and watch those movies and be like, okay, that's a lot more Doom.
This is not a lie. After we came home, if the kids I went with would have been here, they'd confirm. After we came home from watching that movie, I went and downloaded the old one and watched it again and realized this wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Oh no, not in comparison.
Not in comparison to the Fantastic.
Like, I mean, it was horrible.
It was just not good. But anyways, what book were you referring to? I think I
was actually referring to Secret Wars.
Yes, and I love that cover because basically that cover is the whole reason why Secret Wars was done. Yes. That whole cover was for them to bring Miles Morales over to the regular Marvel Universe. Absolutely. Which they swore they never do.
Absolutely.
Let's throw that out there. Marvel was just like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, we're not doing that. Sure enough.
Nothing but lies, yo. Nothing but
and
lies.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. Like, that doesn't bother me. Like, I like Miles Morales as a character. I like that Spider-Man is now kind of sort of a legacy type character. Kind of like how Batman has Grayson and this and Batgirl. Now there's Spider-Man 2099, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, like Web Warriors. Like, I'm all for it.
You're all for it. See, I don't want Spider-Man as a character. Mm-hmm. This is almost where they seem like to become the fucking X-Men.
Okay.
And this is where I see Spider-Man going is you've got now almost like 3 or 4 different versions of female Spider-Man. Right?
Yeah, because then there's Silk, and then there's Spider-Woman. And Spider-Woman doesn't count.
2 Spider-Womans. Is the other one, because the other, Julia Carpenter's not dead, right?
No, she's Madam Web.
She's Madam Web now,
she's Madam
Web.
So
technically she's Spider-Woman. She's just now Madam Web, right? Because she was formerly. Okay, then you got Jessica Drew, who's now having another baby, which I'm guessing will be another spider. Spider child.
See, that's the thing. I hate the whole concept of Spider-Woman. I hate it. It is funny because I was talking to another guy on Twitter about how I just don't like Spider-Woman. And the guy that writes Spider-Woman right now, Dennis Hopeless, I think his name is, he started tweeting us. Like, I was like, oh yeah. He was kind of upset. Like, we were not feeling the new Spider-Woman. And I'm just like, I just don't care for her character. And the whole concept, if y'all don't know this, the whole concept of Spider-Woman was that it was rumored that DC was going to make a comic book character called Spider-Woman and have him have the same powers as Spider-Man, just have it be called Spider-Woman. So Marvel just created this character out of their ass just so they could keep the rights. That's the whole point and purpose, was that just so they could keep the rights. And they didn't even give her spider powers. So it just doesn't make sense. But that's just me, though.
But then again, I can't argue that. I can't argue that at all. That's pretty good reasoning. I've never really cared for Spider-Woman either as a character.
Yeah.
I've never cared for... I mean, Julia Carpenter was... how do I best put it?
Okay.
Spider-Man, outside of Miles Morales, so Spider-Girl, Spider-Man, Silk, they all seem like the same fucking character to me. Now, I will give you one more exception, and that's Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Because I get he's the idea of Spider-Man in the future. So, you're basically Spider-Man, but with added tech. You're a different person, being Miguel O'Hara and everything. I get that you have a different setup, but now what it feels like is that, well, Miguel, before, was... I mean, I believe he had a certain degree of money to be able to afford tech and things of that nature. He eventually had his own corporate. They kind of wrote that into him. Yeah. I don't remember 100%.
I mean, he worked for a corporation. Or he ran it. I'm not too sure. Spider-Man 2099 shit goes back to the 90s.
Yeah, it's a good amount of time. But those are the only few that I've cared to like, and I didn't mind Aranya when she first came out in Amazing Fantasy reboots. Didn't mind that, but now it's every time I look around, there's a new Spider person.
Well, I don't care for Aranya because they were going off the spider totem shit that J. Michael Straczynski tried to say that the spider totems and it was stupid. Basically, J. Michael Straczynski was trying to say that there's a secret race of people who are meant to be spider people. Oh, it's fucking stupid.
See, I thought she was just selected and she was given a mystical.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was for the
I didn't think she was
people.
A race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, what the fuck is this? He tried to turn Spider-Man into Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's
the Spider Slayer.
Exactly.
That's what she was. She was a Slayer. And that was her whole thing.
Slayer. God damn it. Yeah, but that's pretty much what was going on.
But I thought it was at least interesting. It's not the Spider-Gwen is okay, you have the same origin as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You are Peter Parker.
Yeah. No,
you do the same stuff. And every other Spider-Man, to me, it's you have the same exact... You have the same villains. You go through the same storylines. You have the same problem. I'm out of webbing. No. I mean, holy crap. Give me a break.
I like Spider-Gwen. I like the character. I don't know. I've always liked Gwen Stacy.
Kill Peter. Bring me Spider-Gwen. I'll be happy. Miles and Spider-Gwen.
Fair enough. But back to Secret Wars. One thing I want to say something because the book starts out with an epic fight between God Doom and Black Panther with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
Now let me tell you why I appreciate this. And it blows me away. You know, I'm not against it, but like it confuses me when I run into a black person who prefers DC over Marvel. I'm like, seriously? Like, as a black person, how can you, like, I don't know. It's not like I'm saying like I like one more than the, I mean, you just like one more than the other. Black, out of all the superheroes in the Marvel universe to go up against God Doom at the end, it was Black Panther.
Yep.
Cyborg won't do that in DC universe. Booyah! I'm just saying that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you're not gonna see Cyborg stop Darkseid.
Vixen, that's what I'm saying. Vixen ain't gonna go toe to toe with Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. But in the Marvel universe,
Black Thunder. I think.
Black Thunder. The fact that we had to think about it. Black Thunder.
Black Lightning. Did we just run out of all the Black?
I was gonna say the fact that we have to really seriously go like. That should tell you something. But like I'm saying, Black Lightning will never go up against Deathstroke. You won't see that. But in Marvel, goddammit, the last standing person on the planet was Black Panther. He got kind of mocked, but still, it was still like it was him. He could have chose any hero. He could have chose Star-Lord.
You know what I like about that? About you saying this is that Black Panther at the same time is the logical choice.
Well, yeah,
and
exactly.
I think other people don't do it because, like, well, he's not our canon token white superhero. Like, no. The brother was the most qualified.
Exactly.
When you talk about somebody who is a hand-to-hand combat warrior, who has mystical training, and who is a scientist.
Exactly.
T'Challa meets every facet of that. He is the only man on. If you had taken off the glove and taken away the power, the only other one who really could have stepped to Doom.
No, I'm with you 100%. And the crazy thing is, DC. I just thought of another DC Black character. DC kind of has their type of Black Panther with Mr. Terrific.
He is.
He pretty much is their Black Panther. But that motherfucker, you will not see him on the Justice League. You will not see him. If it came down to him and Darkseid, it ain't gonna be him. It's gonna be Batman.
No, if it came down to like him and a giant OMAC, it's gonna be the OMAC, and he's gonna be the OMAC's bitch and the basically proprietor to the destruction of humanity. Seriously. Black guy in DC.
I'm just saying. So that made me appreciate that, and I'm usually not even like that. I want to hear a good story, but the fact that it was Panther, the fact that they're finally giving Panther his due. Yeah. It made me say thank you. I appreciate that. Because I felt like for years they've always just been pushing him to the side. Because
at the same time, I mean, yeah, like you said, universal power versus universal power, you could have kind of wanted to stick anybody there on that basis alone, but when you break down the cards, he was the best fit. He was absolutely, without the shadow of doubt. I don't care what anybody says. When you match intelligence for intelligence, when you match mystical ability for mystical ability, when you match physical for physical, where Doom slightly leads and, he's, I'd say, better scientist. They're roughly the same mystically. I mean, you're talking about the King of the Dead over here, versus Doom, who has traveled to and from hell. Bad motherfucker, don't get me wrong. Right. Bad motherfucker. And then the physical, of course, T'Challa in a fist fight would beat the shit out of Doom. That's just the way the shit would go down. I mean, we haven't seen no feats of martial arts behind Doom. Yes. He covers that with science.
That reminds me, when you talking about beating his ass, that reminds me of my favorite Black Panther moment. Was when Black Panther goes toe-to-toe with Red Skull. And Black Panther says, I'm going to break your jaw. And just because he knows how racist Red Skull is, how just Aryan Nation Red Skull is, Black Panther takes his gloves off and said, I'm going to beat you with my bare black hands. And Red Skull loses it. He's like, don't you touch me with them hands. But that little added effort, like, I'm going to beat you with my bare hands. Not even with the gloves, which has extra padding, which could probably do more damage. I'm going to use my bare hands. I'm going to touch you. You're going to get touched right now. Yeah. Like the gangster say in the movie, the nigga got touched. He touched Red Skull. But I said it from the get-go, Secret Wars is secretly a Fantastic Four story.
Well, yeah.
When it all rings up to the end, this is a Fantastic Four story.
It was. I mean, when you think about it, there is no other character outside of Doom who you could see taking that kind of power. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. No good characters outside of Doom that could take that kind of power again and do something like this.
Do something like that with
because you got to think Thanos would be the other character capable of taking this kind of power and molding and manipulating, but he's all about the annihilation. So you wouldn't have got like Battle World. You would have got like Apocalypse, and it would have been like fucked up for everybody. And then it would have just been a constant uphill battle. It wouldn't have had the, people trying to settle into roles kind of thing, So I think that deep down, it almost had to be a Fantastic Four line because they wanted to do something with that group. They're turning them into another team, I think, because of the Fox rights, and they don't want to be associated with that movie or technically probably that franchise anymore. So now it'd be the Future Foundation instead of Fantastic Four.
Well, there was a
and
while,
we'll see a Future Foundation movie.
Right. Well, there was a while where the FF was the Future Foundation. Yeah. And Jonathan Hickman was also writing it. And you could tell, and I remember I was buying the issues when it came out, and it was some of the best stuff I've ever read. And I was just like, why don't they just keep doing this? It's because of sales. Fantastic Four, and now we add that to the movie. What happened with the movie? I think Marvel's just falling back. They're like, let's just fall back for about 2-3 years. Let's just fall back and then bring them back. Let people wish that they were back. Like, let people wish that they were back. I think
when they can bring them back, they're going to change the name so they can take the rights back. And I don't think they're going to bring them back 100%. That's why they're putting the guys on another team. They put Johnny and the Thing on another team. So I think over time, you might say somebody replace one of them in their role. We'll see Black Johnny come in just like we saw Black Nick Fury come in. And then they make a role for that character.
That was crazy how they did the Black Nick Fury thing.
It's funny, though. If you go back to the Ultimates issue 1, the first time the group is talking together, they start talking about
a movie, right?
They start talking about a movie, and they talk about Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury. They said Brad Pitt would play Captain America. Yeah, and it was funny because it was like, yeah, y'all really wrote that in. I mean, that was before the Iron Man movie, a few years before.
Well, and it's funny that you said that because I want this to lead to the next book we talk about. It's written by Mark Millar. And the original Ultimates were written by Mark Millar. And let me tell y'all something. Mark Millar does not write comic books. He doesn't write comic books. Mark Millar writes movie scripts. He writes movie ideas. And now everything that he's pretty much touching is turning into a movie. And speaking of which, this week's Huck came out this week, written by Mark Millar. And if you're not reading Huck, it's about a guy. It's Superman meets Forrest Gump, where the dumbest guy that lives in this small town is secretly a superhero, but he's not that intelligent. He's not that smart. He's kind of not really all there.
So he's One Punch Man?
You watch One Punch Man? Everyone watches One Punch Man. One Punch Man.
We're here wearing like a custom Deadpool shirt doing a comic podcast. He's like, do you watch anime, bro?
I mean, I didn't say that. It's just, it's a confirmation. You have
to. With everybody talks about him. It's the new confirmation. And you have to check it out.
I mean, I told people it's a new confirmation. I remember years ago when Attack on Titan came out, and I remember telling everyone, I was like, dude, this is going to be the next big thing. And sure enough, it blew up to a big thing. Yeah. And now, I said the same thing a few years back. One Punch Man is going to be the new thing. And people were like, no, it's not. No, it's gonna do. And now look at it. Like,
I can see why it wouldn't be on one end because it's goofy as shit.
Yeah.
In terms of the entire concept is basically like, look, because I'm a bald idiot, I'm gonna let all these people die before I just go punch this thing because I can just do that.
Yes.
There's no point in any fight. There's no point in anything going on because 100 push-ups. 100 sit-ups and a 10-kilometer run every day for 3 years, and you can one punch anything.
One Punch Man.
Well, one punch beasts, demons, gods,
robots,
asteroids, robots.
One punch and knock it out.
If he was sick of the planet, he'd one punch that too.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But Pretty much before, and it's funny because we were talking about how, Mark Millar, when he was writing the Ultimates, and he was cast in the movie. Huck, before this book even came out, on Mark Millar's Twitter, Mark Millar is talking about who he would cast for the film. And he wants Channing Tatum. And it looks like he's going to get Channing Tatum. Like, that's what he does. Like, he writes, people don't even know Mark Millar wrote, what's that one movie with the British spies? Kingsman?
Yeah.
Mark Millar wrote that.
Oh, really?
People don't even know that. Mark Millar wrote that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Does it make sense now? Like, when you watch that film?
Yeah, I never looked into that, but I was like, this is so random.
I'm like, this is like a comic book.
Yeah. It had that feel.
Yeah.
It had that feel all the way through.
Exactly.
That's the only reason I was good.
And then, then he did a kid.
Because it would have been a weird-ass movie. Otherwise, it's like, no, you guys had a really interesting feel.
Seriously.
Through that whole movie, which kept me engaged.
Yeah, exactly. So then they did Kick-Ass. And they're doing Civil War, the guy doesn't write comic books no more. He writes potential movie scripts.
Right.
And I like Huck. It's a different change of pace. He's like Sling Blade superhero. I think it's cool that, he has one power. He can find and retrieve anything on this planet. So if you go up to him and say, yo, I can't find this doll that I had 10 years ago, he'll automatically know where it is. And he can go, his body...
So he's like the ultimate key finder.
No, seriously, like, he's an ultimate, clap, and then you can hear the remote. Huh. Like, that's what he is. Like, if you tell him something, he'll know what to do to get it.
That's kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of like, but that's kind of cool power.
It's interesting. It's different than just flight and strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. I like that it's different.
Flight and strength.
That's never been done before.
Shit, you can do both. Ooh, I got some ideas, bro. Superman.
So you mean to tell me that you can fly and lift things up?
Next thing you tell me you're gonna be super durable too, huh?
Oh man, now you go too far. Now you go there too far.
I'm sorry.
Next thing you're gonna be saying is shooting eye beams out of your eyes.
Like some sort of Cyclops or something?
Whoa. Oh, I'm getting ideas. All these ideas. You
the coolest glasses, bro. You get the coolest glasses.
And he can turn it on and off.
Oh shit, switch it off. Oh.
And what if he meets other people just like him?
What, but not like him. But
not
different.
Just like him, but
just
different.
Like different. Like
they mutated.
What if one was able to lift shit with her head?
With her head?
Not put it on her head, but just look at things and
You mean
go up.
Telekinesis?
What's that?
Whoa. Enough.
All right. Off on another tangent. We're gonna
we'll
switch gears a little bit here. Back to another book, The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. Now I'm sure many people are familiar with the movie series, TV series on AMC. They also make a comic book. What do you know? And the comic book happens to be on issue 150 because it came out long before the show came out.
Really?
Yes. Now, for those who don't know, the comic book and the show are somewhat different. There are characters in the comic book who are still alive who are long dead in the show, not because they've advanced further, but because they've made different choices in the show.
Right.
So the show doesn't quite follow the comic book. It's not... it's brutal in the show, but if you think the show is brutal, this is the show is like Mickey's Adventure, and the book is like Game of Thrones. All right?
Seriously, there are things that happen in the book that could never happen on TV.
You can't put it they couldn't. You couldn't put it in an NC-17 movie. Snuff film directors would be like, "That's fucked up, bro."
No, seriously.
Nah, we got standards.
Right now, we can't do that, though. Seriously.
Yeah, we can't. But this week, they've recently been writing I think of quite a few filler books. Mm-hmm. This is one of the more slightly action-oriented filler books, but back to the same. Rick gets in a fight.
Is Rick still alive in the book?
Yeah, Rick's still alive.
I thought Rick died.
No, Rick's just... All that's wrong with Rick is he's got one arm and some sort of arm and... He's got to cut his hair down. He can't fight the same, and he walks with a limp because got his leg broken. He's been fucked up a few times. Like Carl, how Carl's got like one eye in the
I know that Carl got shot in the eye. Yeah.
Carl got shot in the eye. I mean, his whole face is like, Madam Mask would look at him and be like, damn. Deadpool would look at this man and be like, shit, I thought I had it bad.
It's hard out here.
He cut himself and poured some healing factor on that man. That's what I'm saying. That's how bad before
just
Carl
help him
was.
out. Help Carl out.
But I just want to give a general recommendation for the series. If you are somebody who hasn't read the book, go all the way back and read this book. It's a very interesting book. It's actually done in black and white throughout the book. The cover's in color, of course. But the book itself is done in black and white, which I think gives it a very gritty feel.
Yes.
Because you don't have the same level of gore, which I think gives you terror.
Right. And I agree with that. And the whole reason why the book is in black and white is because when it first came out, Robert Kirkman, who created it, he paid for it with his own money.
Right.
So he couldn't really afford a colorist because from some guy, take it from someone who used to write comic books, that's just expensive. Like the colorist kind of wants either just as much or more than the artist does. And it's like, I can't pay you more than the artist. It doesn't make sense. But that's what they want, and they know it's like a monopoly. And so he was just like, screw it, then I'll just put it out in black and white. And it got so popular, and he makes so much money now that he could put it in color if he wants to. But he's like, forget it. Yeah. No, there's no point.
It's sold this way. This is the way it's been.
Exactly.
It's beautiful like that. And I almost find it kind of like the old VHS tapes, where when I watched horror movies on VHS, and it might be something due to just the quality, they felt realistic and creepy as shit.
Yeah.
When you take that same movie and put it on HD, Blu-ray, whatever, even the more modern movies, all the gore and everything, it just feels too much like,
right.
Doesn't feel like creepy and wrong, and I mean, it doesn't have the same flair, but it's a good book. Definitely go pick it up, and
there's hella trades on it. They crank out the trade for Walking Dead so quickly. You can get caught up really fast with it. So yeah. They
crank them out, and it's easy reading. You fly right through it. You'll fly right through it. What you got next on the plate, my friend?
Oh man, next what I have here is Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the issue number 2.
Turtle Power.
Number one, I'm shocked this has never been done before. Like, I'm like, really? Have they never? And then I think, I was like, no, I don't think they have.
Batman's fought aliens. He's fought Predator. He's fought, like, Ninja
Punisher.
Sushi.
Punisher. But they never done him in TMNT. And I'm a TMNT junkie. Like, put TMNT on something, I'm going to watch it. I'm even going to watch the stupid Michael Bay films. And I know they're going to suck. First one sucked, and I hated it. But it's TMNT.
You don't like Ultimate Dirty have trash hanging on them turtles?
No, I do not like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that look like Goombas off of the Mario Bros. Movie.
Is it wrong that I like the cartoon version that they came out with a little bit before, like 5?
Oh, the TMNT one, like Nickelodeon did? No, it was phenomenal.
I thought that was good.
I have an aesthetic problem with how the TMNT look like in the movies. Now, I have an aesthetic problem, as in. There's a signature look to the Turtles that this is Ninja Turtles.
Right.
And the new Turtles don't have that look. They
No.
don't have the look. They don't sound like teenagers. Like, that was the whole concept, is that TMNT are teenagers. They're teens. It's in their fucking name.
Wait. Okay, I follow you now.
Teenage Mutant.
That's why they eat pizza and use words like awesome, fresh, cowabunga and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, I follow you.
These guys are even voiced by grown men. I'm like, dude, you couldn't find a bunch of teenagers to go do this shit. But anyways, Batman and TMNT, I'm loving it. It's a really good combination of the detective ways of Batman and the fun and bouncing off the wall antics of the TMNT. Each character is voiced well. Donatello's the smart geek that knows too much. Michelangelo's the wild child. He's always crazy and joking.
Cowabunga.
Raphael's my dude, though. I'm a Ralph fan. I like Ralph because Ralph is the lone shark of the group. Ralph is the tough, mean one. He's the toughest of the group. And then there's Leonardo. Leonardo's always the ones that bring them back, let everyone calm down, relax. He's the leader. But I have one problem with this book. None of the Ninja Turtles could fade Batman. Like, they were trying to fight him, and Batman was just mopping the floor with them, and I'm having a hard time swallowing that.
Well,
I'm having a hard time.
All right.
With that, I'm just like, this is what they do. They beat up ninjas, and when the smoke clears, Batman's a glorified ninja. He's a glorified ninja. He has ninja skills. He has ninja abilities. He's trained by ninjas. He's a ninja with props, and he's a detective. I had a problem with that. Other than that, if you can get past that, the art is fantastic. This is probably my favorite Batman crossover book in years. So, and there were only 2 issues in, so I'm a fan of it. I like that one. That's a high recommendation for me.
Okay. I've been reading the series as well. Mm-hmm. I thought the Batman versus Turtles fight went as expected, and mainly because they weren't trying to beat Batman into submission. They were trying to stop Batman more or less, and they were surprised by the way he was fighting. They even note that he wasn't fighting them in a way to defeat them or disable them. Yeah. He was fighting them like a detective. He was discovering what they were all about, and as a result, they held back a little bit on that. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles haven't really seen, or I haven't seen too many times where the Ninja Turtles have gone full force unless they're fighting like a full-out mutant kind of Bebop Rocksteady type groups. They're generally seem very hung back. They don't go there all, and plus they're young. Mm-hmm. So as they were fighting this dude, it was more like you feel the fight. They were more curious. They're playing at it. They're going at him one by one, instead of attacking as a group. Mm-hmm. Where I think Batman versus Master Splinter would have been the fight to show you kind of that, like, damn, what you're talking about. And then you would be like, showed up, Batman's just a glorified ninja.
Well, yeah, when Splinter showed up, I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. Like, it's about to go down. And then Splinter just dipped out. I was like, no, they should have fought for at least a little bit. Yeah. At least a little bit. Because Splinter was the wild card. Because he wasn't expecting Splinter. Like, he was like, oh, shit, there's a giant rat now. He knew about the turtles.
And I think Batman in that Ninja Turtles fight is that Splinter in that Ninja Turtles fight. Okay. You kids aren't focused right now. You kids are just in here hey, there's some guy in a bat costume. Mm-hmm. We're fighting, we're fighting some dude in a bat costume. What's going on? Mm-hmm. Where Splinter, Batman, is focused. He's finding something out. He's basically playing you guys like it's a training match, and you guys are getting worked over. You guys are getting your asses beat. You're not fighting with the urgency of you're holding April in the city hostage fight, but they kind of played it out. But I think it was a cool fight on that note. Okay, you didn't body the turtles. It was like you kind of, you handed them their ass like Splinter would in a training match, where it's like, yeah, you guys weren't focused. You didn't do what Sensei said. Get your shit together, team.
I see that, and I don't know, man. It'd be good to see Batman get his comeuppance at least once.
He should fight. I think in one of these episodes, he should fight Splinter. Splinter should hand him his ass.
Right, but because you know what? Yes, I would agree with that. Splinter could whoop Batman's ass.
I would want to see, and that's because you see towards the end too, Splinter sneaking something away from Batman. Right. So Splinter game's bigger already on Splinter's eye. Mm-hmm. Splinter is the better ninja. You don't even know you're Batman. You didn't see this? He walked up right behind you, Batman, in the Bat Cave.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you 100%.
So I think fair enough. I think that would make things good.
I liked it though. Good book.
Let's talk about a book that, since we did a couple books that we like, talk about a book that is semi-interesting because I want to see where they come out with what happens at the end of this. Mm-hmm. But not all that interesting because the whole Green Lantern Corps they have lost the luster that they once had. I think for a while now, their inclusion of all the different rings, the entities, Ion's here, now Ion's gone. Their desire to make the Green Lantern Corps so complex that it's fucking annoying, I think has ruined the series. And I wanted to see them kind of do something more along the lines of the Nova Corps.
Okay.
Where I think the Nova Corps, they stick to their job.
Yeah.
Until Xander was destroyed and, you know, Richard Rider became this, like, sole Nova Corps, absorbed the world mind, and they went back from that. There's Nova Corps again, you know, rebuilding and everything. I think that they understand their job as world police, where the Green Lantern Corps kind of, like, they have almost like the cop comic book, then they have the rogue comic book, but then they're, you know, technically not the only ring in the galaxy anymore.
Right.
And it's just annoying and confusing, and to me, it feels like I want a simplified Green Lantern Corps where the Guardians made this freaking lantern. The lantern's based on their willpower, these superpowered aliens. You recharge it, you go out with your ring, you're basically all little quasars, and you're good to go.
No, I'm with you 100%. The biggest problem that happened to the Green Lantern side of the Marvel Universe was when Geoff Johns left it. Geoff Johns should have never have left. So the problem is Geoff Johns had all these ideas. He laid all these foundations, and nobody has been able to keep up with it.
None.
No one has been able to. I remember when Green Lantern was the book. Hell, Geoff Johns being on Green Lantern and creating that whole side of it was the reason what led to that horrible movie. Yeah, they made a horrible movie, but the movie was shitty. But you know, if it wasn't, there was a time Green Lantern was killing everybody. Right. Green Lantern was like the #1 book out, and it kind of sucks to see it fall back on that. Because one of the things I think a lot of the writers forget is that one thing that Geoff Johns had was that each Green Lantern ring, each Green Lantern a wielder, had a different way they used the ring. Because it's all based on your brain. So we all think differently. Not a single being in this galaxy thinks the exact same way.
Right.
And so it was cool to see each person have a different way that they wielded the ring. There was a different. One of the coolest ones was that there was this guy. He had a ring and he didn't even use it. He was like a rock creature and he didn't even use it. He would just punch it. Yep. And people be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's just like, he comes from a planet that they don't use weapons.
Yeah,
we don't use weapons, and I'm still a Green Lantern, but I don't need the ring. I thought that was like something that was pretty badass.
Matter of fact, they had an issue where they were going up against a fairly large being, and it was John, Guy, Hal, Kyle, and I want to say Kilowog was there. And they showed each one, and they basically detailed out exactly what you're saying. How John Stewart was formerly in construction.
He was an architect. Yeah.
He's an architect. So they talked about how his constructs always have straight lines,
exactly,
perfect angles,
exactly,
and are designed to be sturdy constructs. Then they said Kyle's an artist. His are always complex. They're always very unique. You generally don't see the same one.
Exactly.
Then you had Guy, where Guy's always had energy filaments flying off the sides because his are always rough, emotional, aggressive. Then you had Hal. And Hal always made fists and jets.
He was pretty basic. He was vanilla. But
he was vanilla, but it was always forceful.
Yeah.
It was always, there's a lot of will behind it. Like, your jet engines that you're thinking of are, F-14. His are F-30,000. You know what I mean? That kind of thought process. I thought, like you said, that was pretty cool for them to really detail the book, or the characters in that way. It gave more to the characters, which, sadly, they've kind of gone away from that.
Yeah, because that's why I try to pick up the books every now and then, and I'm just like, it doesn't have that same feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not a fan of it.
If anything, Green Lantern Corps Edge of Oblivion, it feels right now like they're going to try to do a reboot. So my recommendation on these books is wait for the trades just to catch up. Hopefully they reboot with, Kyle's off somewhere right now with the Omega Men. Hal's off right now with a bad haircut that I think he finally got fixed. Still has a crappy jacket on. And John and Guy, who right now are probably two of the more interesting characters. They're off in another universe, apparently the first universe, with some very interesting characters if the book was written well, being Corona and Relic, two beings who are... One being from the current universe, but a long time ago, and then the other being from the universe before. So it could be interesting. We'll wait till to see what wraps up. I don't currently recommend it. It's been fairly boring so far.
All right. Well, let's bring it back to Marvel for a little bit.
Marvel.
And I want to say something. This might be my favorite book right now.
I can see this.
I'm keeping it 100 right now.
I know where you're going.
I'm fucking with Squadron Supreme. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. And it's funny because I think we've mentioned Squadron Supreme at least once in every podcast we've done.
Absolutely.
Like, I think it gets mentioned, it gets brought up at least once.
Absolutely.
Squadron Supreme, to me, I'm all about it. And this is them pretty much mopping the floor with the Uncanny Avengers, which is right here. They're pretty much mopping the floor with the Uncanny Avengers, which they should. And that's why I'm kind of like, if you're when I saw the lineup, and they said, we're doing a Squadron Supreme book, I'm like, no team in the Marvel Universe can fuck with this.
Nope.
No team can fuck with this. And so far, absolutely right. No one is fucking with this team. They're beating the shit out of everybody, which they should.
Now, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you agree with how do you think that fight would have played out? Because towards the end of the fight, we had kind of got to a stop point. Like, the fight had a break where we added in a new player, and for some reason, this kind of bugged me throughout.
Okay.
I didn't see Rogue do much. Isn't she on the team?
Rogue is on the team. Rogue right now, someone needs to come rescue Rogue. Someone needs to come and get her. Someone come get Rogue. Because for years now, they just don't know what to do with this character. They don't know what to do with her. And so she's kind of just there. I don't think I recall her punching anybody.
She is their strongest member.
Seriously.
If you go off any canon book, she's now got the ability to absorb multiple powers at once, power them up greater than just being half to the degree. I mean, having more than just half the person's power when she takes it. So she's easily their most powerful team.
Yeah.
On the team.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like she was involved in the fight at all. And I don't know if it was just a cop-out to not really give us that level of a fight.
I mean, here's the problem. Even if Rogue really had done more, what would she have done against Hyperion? Like, what could she do?
That's
the way they have her now, she is completely underpowered, and that sucks, because Rogue was a beast.
Right.
Rogue was a monster. Like, I remember back in the days, people used to be scared of the X-Men because of Rogue. It wasn't really Wolverine, it was Rogue. They're like, oh shit.
Rogue was a bad one.
Rogue was a bad one. What you gonna do? Hit her back? Nope, can't do that either. Gotta better wear a glove.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All she gotta do is grab you.
And you're
she
done.
Will suck the power from you. Like, it's not even she takes your power.
Right.
She sucks the power from you.
Exactly. Matter of fact, that was the biggest cop-out, I say, on Capcom's part, and not putting her in UNVC 3. Just imagine if she was in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
She'd be like wasn't she in 2?
She was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yeah, she'd be the same character.
I think, but with her power stealing powers. With I can see her kissing Dante and getting the demon trigger, the devil trigger.
She gets the devil trigger. Yeah, but see, you gotta understand, they wouldn't have done that, and I say this only for one reason.
Okay.
Wolverine, X-23, Deadpool are all in that game, right?
Yeah.
Dante and Virgil are also in that game, right? Why Dante and Virgil got healing factors, Wolverine, X-23, and Deadpool don't?
That is a valid point.
So they would have fucked up on the powers.
You're right. You're right.
You can't give 3 characters who have who are based on healing factors no healing factor. When you give 2 of them moves that could result in a healing of their powers, and then give 2 Capcom characters healing factors.
Right. No, I'm with you 100%. There was one I remember in the first X-Men versus Street Fighter, and Wolverine, his gauge would slowly go up. It would slowly go up, and they completely got rid of that, and I thought that was horrible because the whole concept of Wolverine's character is that he's a healer. Like, that's one of the first things you think when you think Wolverine is that he heals, and so they got rid of that. Or at least there was a power where he would just get like you reach super level 3, and then you use your power and he gains some gauge back.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that would have been cool to have kept that because that's a part of his character.
But like I said, they did it on one half. For Capcom, they did do it for the Marvel characters.
Like, fuck you, Marvel.
They're like, look, dude, here. And then on top of that, we're going to give you Iron Fist, who has no place in this game. We're going to give him a shitty...
I like Iron Fist.
He's great, but you get bodied with him.
Iron Fist should have been on their days before. A guy whose power is Kung Fu. His power is Kung Fu in a fighting game.
I don't mind him in the game.
Okay.
I'm saying they gave him like the shittiest launcher in the game and made him completely useless.
Oh yeah, he had that shit. I remember he had that launcher where he kicks in the air.
He stomps on the ground and launches.
Oh yeah, he had to stomp the ground stomp. I was like, yeah, I remember that. I was like, yeah, his launcher was shitty. I was like, this is shitty. Yeah. It kind of ruins the character because he was great until you try to launch somebody. And it's like, fuck, he sucks.
Well, let's
anyway, back to this.
Back to Squadron Supreme.
Squadron Supreme. I'm digging the team. I'm digging the lineup. I'm really interested to see where we go from here. I did have one complaint. I do not believe that Blur should have beat the Blur's the black fast guy on Squadron Supreme. And he beat Quicksilver. To me, that's complete utter bullshit because Quicksilver has been doing this forever and ever, and that dude's pretty much a damn rookie, and he just mopped the floor with him.
As far as we know, he's a rookie. I mean, how much of that Blur's black story do we have?
We have his. He is an actual character. He is from the new universe, the same place where Starbrand and Nightmask came from. There was this whole line of comics that Marvel did.
But I'm saying, did we see him at his origin point, or didn't we meet him when he was already powered?
When you first meet him, he had just started. He had just started.
Superhero.
And they only did like 20, 30 issues, and then the comic was canceled. So he's still like this young dude who's still getting used to being the speedster, and they kind of just made him beat this guy who's been a speedster for 20, 30 years. It was just, I don't know, it was just an amateur movie.
Technically, he didn't beat him with speed either. He outdunked Quicksilver. Quicksilver is impulsive and stupid like that, and was cocky about being better with his speed.
Yeah, but
and he trapped him. He Nighthawked him, and that's what. Well, the only thing I can say was cool about that is you remember the relationship between the Blur and Nighthawk and Supreme Power.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
But that's not the same because they was brothers.
Yeah, I know.
But that's what I'm saying. Nighthawk look out for his brothers. Like, hey, brother, let me give you a little something to hook you up. Brother.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the Nighthawk series because I've always said this, and I'm kind of mad. Marvel kind of took my idea, but that's okay. I've always said, what if there was a superhero in Chirac?
Oh yeah.
Like, what if there was a dude who was just out here in Chicago, just beating motherfuckers up and fucking shit up? And that's where Nighthawk takes place. It takes place in Chicago. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And I'm like, I've been saying this forever. What do you think about Hyperion being a truck driver, though?
That is funny. Because I think it's I think it's Marvel's way of making fun of Superman. Because you know how they have the whole American, like, that good old American boy. There ain't nothing more American than sitting behind and getting in a truck. But you never know what Hyperion can come across. Now, I'd almost say this would be something more interesting, more of what I'd feel a Nighthawk storyline would be, because you have the potential of drug smuggling, prostitution ring. You have a lot of street crime that can occur in truck driving.
Exactly.
So I don't know how much of that they're gonna do with Hyperion, or if it's just gonna be his way to find peace. Then one day he crashes a truck and decides the world needs to be blown up, or something like that. But I think that it's kind of their way to say, well, he's trying to find the American way, and so on and so forth. Because this Hyperion is, he doesn't have that, what is my direct moral set?
Right.
Other than I know there should be good and evil. And I'm with you. I like the book. One thing I did say that was going to happen in the book did happen. I said they're going to fight this Avenger team right out of the gates in no time. What is it, book 3?
Yeah, book 3.
Book 3, they've already had the full fight. And I said, this team is going to prove instantly too powerful for this world. They're going to have to go off-world. Yeah. And by the end of the issue,
they're in Weird World, which is funny that we brought up last week. I'm like, wow, Marvel is seriously trying to push Weird World. They're pushing Weird World a lot.
A lot of people from a lot of books are now going to Weird World. And I thought initially, which I am a little worried because I like the Weird World concept right now, but now that they're pushing bigger heroes over there so quickly, I don't know how long Weird World's going to last, because I see Weird World tying into a lot of books right now. Scarlet Witch, I see it tied into Strange, because people are talking in the mystic realm about things. The regular superheroes are getting pulled over. There's been superheroes of the past, Black Knight, Morgan Le Fay, who are already over there taking power. I think that that's going to be a big climactic point for Marvel. I just don't want them to get there too soon.
I agree with you 100%. And I mean, I always thought the whole concept of Weird World is that it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
And that it's impossible to get there. Does it seem not impossible? Everyone seems going in and out of there. Like, I mean, Black Knight's in Weird World. Archon's starting to show up again. There's the Weird World book, and
Morgan Le Fay's in Weird World.
Right, Morgan Le Fay.
The World War comic has a new girl, Becca, who's in Weird World, and she's the only character who her and Black Knight and Morgan Le Fay, the only three characters I think would, to me, make sense to just be in Weird World.
Yeah.
Because you have the kid who doesn't know anything, you have the high-powered mage in Morgan Le Fay, and then you have the knight who's being corrupted by his own sword but looking for a degree of honor somehow, possibly.
Exactly.
Through that. So that all made sense for Weird World to kind of be its own thing for a while. But now, I mean, the Uncanny Avengers are in fucking Weird World now. Squadron Supreme's in another part of Weird World. Titana apparently now lives in Weird World and goes back and forth with.
And another thing that I'm another problem I'm having with it is that I need consistency, and it seems like every single person that writes Weird World is writing it differently. Like it just seems like it doesn't feel like it's the same place.
Right.
Like 5 to 6, 7, 8 different writers can write the Savage Land, and it still feels like the Savage Land.
I have to give you this.
Okay.
It's supposed to feel different. That's the purpose of Weird World. Is every place you're in is supposed to feel extremely different.
Well, yeah, I can agree with that.
I think is good for the way Marvel writes, because they like to just pass random people the buck.
Well, I was getting the impression that it was just extremely strange, fucked up, out of this world shit happens at Weird World, aka weird shit. And so that's why on the original Weird World book and this new one, I got that. I'm like, okay, this is just weird, crazy, out of pocket shit. There's a barbarian female with a Cadillac and uses guns. Like, okay,
Cadillac.
Yeah, I can eat that. I can understand that. But when I read Black Knight and when I was reading the end of Squadron Supreme, I didn't get that feel. I'm like, it just seems like a medieval place. Like, it just seems medieval. Like, which one is it? But I don't know. Either way, I'm a fan of it.
I think what we're going to find out eventually is that the people who are in control of these different areas are, in a way, controlling the magic of the main world in shaping their part of Weird World. And I think that the more entrenched the people who are there getting into Weird World, the more magic is being taken from the universe.
Okay.
And thus, like, people like, that's why I think the little girl in Weird World, she might turn out to be one of their, like, almost like an Alice in DC, where she's like going to be a secret mage, because she's also a kid too.
Okay.
So that'd be good for Disney, and it was gonna turn out like, okay, well, yeah, you have a big shaping, upon Weird World as well. So the more time you guys stay here, the more magic is gonna be sucked from Earth, yada yada yada, something along those lines.
Weird World,
but
you just said Weird World and Disney. And it just made me think. I'm like, this is why they did. That's not the thing. Why are you even doing this? Why are y'all even doing Weird World? Like, they're pushing it. They're pushing Weird World. And I'm like, what is going on? I didn't piece that together. Disney.
Weird World is everything Disney is about.
Weird World is Alice in Wonderland meets Avengers. It's superheroes in a strange world.
Think about if the Avengers went to Disneyland. Every 10 feet they go, there's a different world. That's it. You go from rise to rise. That makes sense. The whole Weird World is, and then you have a kid in the main book who's taking adventure through Weird World. That's how the whole thing wraps up, bro.
So I like Squadron Supreme. Back to that.
They end up in Weird World.
Weird World, but. I'm a fan of the book. I'm hoping that it goes further and further. It seems to be doing very well, thank God. And I can't wait to see what James Robinson has next for us.
All right, let's keep going with Marvel. What else you got in the Marvel world?
Okay, well, I have Uncanny Avengers here as well, and I would like to just give a big middle finger to Marvel right now. I love Marvel, as you can see. I pretty much only wear Marvel apparel, everything like that. I have to give a big middle finger to Marvel right now because they did something that I was hoping they wouldn't do, and they did it. They put Cable on the Avengers. No.
Don't you mean they put Cable Deadpool?
They put Cable Deadpool on the Avengers. I'm like, no, these guys are not Avengers. There's nothing Avengers about these guys. And I understand that they're part of the X-Men universe, and the whole concept of Uncanny Avengers is that it's a mixture of mutants and Inhumans and Avengers all on one team. I could dig that. I can be a part of that. I know about that. Yeah. But I don't like Deadpool and Cable being on the team. They're not Avengers.
I don't like the team as a whole.
Yes.
Like, to me, the team feels out of place. Like you said, first of all, Cable Deadpool, that's like the biggest slap in the face. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's easily that's my number one gripe with the team now as well. But the team as a whole doesn't really feel like it fits together. Like,
it doesn't.
Synapse, Deadpool.
Stupid. I hate Synapse.
I think Synapse is a dumb character. I think they could have done more to develop her as a character. Like, giving her related issues and the first related family members of first issues, I think was dumb. They should have dragged her out, let her keep some secrets. Her power could be more interesting. It almost seems like you're just a limited telepath.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I like how they try to say, she can do the mains of stuff. I'm like, okay, so she's a telepath. So that's it. She's just a telepath. When the smoke clears, she's a limited telepath. She's Xavier, but nowhere near as cool or as popular.
Yeah, nowhere near. She's like whack ass version Xavier. Like, if Xavier was slapped around for like 30 minutes, then was told to use his power, I think that's kind of the version she is. It's very bad. But the overall team chemistry is just not there.
There is no team chemistry.
It's
Brother Voodoo. We are like 4 or 5 issues in. I'm 4 issues in. I'm still waiting for Brother Voodoo to show why he's on the team.
You know why he's on the team?
Because he's black.
There you go. Yeah, man.
I don't want to say that.
It's affirmative action. I don't want to
say that. But other than that, I don't see the point of him being on the team.
Can we get Doctor Strange? No, you need at least one Darkie. Oh shit. Who's second command? Isn't Deadpool black under that mask? No, he just looks fucked up, man. That's really rude.
Hey, you know I'm glad you love me. But no, it's like, why is he on the team? It's like Jerry Duggan, or whatever your name is, who writes the book. Yeah, you can already tell that you did not want this character on the team. You don't write him. He doesn't really say much. He doesn't even do much. But if you're gonna have him on the team, have him do something. He doesn't do anything. He's just there. Yeah. He's just there. If Steve Rogers' old ass, that's another thing. Now they got 2 old niggas on the team.
Yeah.
Now they got 2 old farts on the team. They got old Steve Rogers and Cable on the team. And when the smoke clears, Cable just shoots things.
Well, you gotta think about this. They now can make all the old bingo jokes that Deadpool wants. About old men playing bingo, about geriatrics, about hip replacements. I mean, that's the whole reason, I guess, you'd have 2 elderly people on the team. And why was when, because they're the same teams, why is it when Nighthawk was fighting Captain America, he was still like, hey, look, it's going to take all I got to take you and your old gripey ass? Is he still basically Captain America? Because I thought he wasn't supposed to be on the level anymore.
I don't know how it works. I don't even recall what's going on. I'm not a fan of it. I'm waiting for Steve Rogers to come back. I'm tired of geriatric Steve Rogers because he's supposed to be like 80 now or 90, and like no 80 or 90-year-old still gonna be out there whooping ass like that. Like it's just not gonna happen.
It's not, man. He needs to give himself a walker. You know, put his shield on it, and start getting going. Mm-hmm. It's funny. We got some trolls in the chat.
Oh, we got some trolls. I was just looking.
What's a funny question? Do I like Todd McFarlane? Todd McFarlane's good. Yeah, I was a Spawn fan. I don't vape, and my muscles aren't ready yet. After this year, once I start working out and everything, we'll get the flex on and all that stuff. But And I drink my whiskey straight. I drink my whiskey straight. I don't like.
I don't drink it all. I'm a square.
Yeah, he's the better version of the two of us. See, I'm like a chaotic neutral, where if it serves my purposes, I'll let everything burn. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do it myself because I got better shit I could be doing. You know what I'm saying? But if somehow it benefits me, this guy over here, he's like Superman.
Well, or you could just take the super out. I'm just a man.
Nah, man's evil, cold, cruel, calculated.
You know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
The worst people in comic books are the ones who don't have superpowers. Dr. Doom, Lex Luthor. Think about this.
Does Doom not have powers though?
No, he's mystically trained, but as they say, mystics aren't. He doesn't hold amulets and stuff. He recites spells. That's not a power. That's an ability. That's like being super smart. If you're super smart and you can build anything, doesn't mean you have the power to build anything.
But why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Why not?
Because
how come someone's mutant power can't just be, I'm hella smart, motherfucker?
Here's the thing. Because then that's like saying every dumb person is superpoweredly dumb.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes. Because
I disagree.
Dumb as there is
no one got the mutant power, I'm hella stupid.
I'm hella super average.
My mutant power is, I'm hella stupid.
I mean,
and the guy just commented, Batman does have a power. That man doesn't have to sleep. When does this man get sleep? When does this man get rest?
He sleeps before. If you knock him unconscious, he'll sleep for at least 4 hours.
Or he break his back.
Yeah, he slept for 8 hours that day. Alfred came in and was like, "Sir, you've been asleep for 8 hours. I was worried."
Speaking of Batman, all that shit got uploaded for Arkham Knight. The new DLCs for it.
Oh, really?
Did you play Arkham Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've been keeping it forever because I know that they always add stuff later.
You haven't played it?
Of course I have.
Oh,
I got 100. That was the first one that I actually got 100% on it. That was the first time I actually got 100%
really?
On everything. I went and got all them damn stupid Riddler trophies. I never cared all those old times. I just don't care. But I love that game so much that I was like, I'm going to get 100% on this game. And I went and got all the stupid fucking trophies. And I got it, and now I'm just holding on to this game because they added a bunch of shit later, and now they added the last stuff on it. So I gotta.
I haven't gone back through and played it again. I know they always do DLC. I've got it for the Xbox One, which I haven't. You see, I literally have dust sitting. Like
I see it every time I come over here. This man guy, he don't touch his shit. But the Wii U is just 100%. It's like fresh.
Wii U is dope. Yeah, Arkham Knight, somebody brought that up. Arkham Knight was really bad on PC. I'm a PC gamer. I got dual 780 GTXs, 8-core processor, like 30 gigs of RAM.
Fuck you, PC gamers.
Yeah.
Stop. So don't be that guy.
I was upset as well that it was so janky on PC.
Don't be that guy. Get a fucking console. Don't be that guy. Don't play consoles. Don't be that guy.
By the way, anyway, PC is Master Race.
Bullshit.
Well, okay, so you're gonna tell me, and I can break this down to you because I have a degree in information technology. So
I know what the fuck talk about. All your flex on me. Don't you flex? Because I got a computer degree. Get the fuck. Don't flex on me, nigga.
You gonna tell me?
Don't flex on me.
Don't PC.
Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me right now. Don't you dare tread on me.
Consoles aren't just baby PCs. This man's consoles are baby PCs. You gonna tell me?
Fuck y'all.
Hey, look.
Fuck all of you.
Finally got. Cores outdated graphics card.
Console. And it's funny that we're having this right now.
Run today's games of 4K.
Fuck all you PC niggas. Get off your ass, get out your mama's basement, and go get a damn Xbox One and a PS4 like the rest of us humans on this fucking planet.
He's saying this to somebody who got the other consoles and still know my PC shitting on it.
I don't give a fuck.
Run a game of 4K.
I don't care.
I don't give the current generation.
No,
don't
the current generation. They can't even play the new Batman game. The current generation. Get the fuck out of here. Shit. That's all right though. But it's funny, that you said this. I saw this. I was on Dorkly. I was on Dorkly.com, and this girl wrote this comic book strip. That is the ultimate, PC console. It was called PC console players versus console players in a nutshell. And these two people meet, and one guy is like, "Hey, how are you?" And the other guy's like, "I'm good. How are you?" And one guy says, "Do you like soup?" And the other guy says, "I love soup." And the other guy's like, "Hey, let's eat soup together." And one guy says, "Hey, I'll eat my soup with a fork." And the guy was like, "I'll eat mine with a spoon." and then they both get mad at each other. They're like, "You eat your soup with a fork?" He's like, "You eat your soup with a spoon? We can never be friends ever again." And that's kind of how it is. Like,
I get it. You the dumbass eating your soup with a
shut
fork.
the fuck up.
That's what console people are.
And I was kind of thinking the same shit. Who the fuck eats their shit with a fork? Like, that's some weird Hannibal Lecter shit. Here's the lesson. If you take one lesson from this podcast today, if you're eating with someone, y'all eating soup, and that nigga bust out a fork, run. Get out of that room.
He plays console games.
He got no more like he got bodies in his basement.
Yeah, no, for real.
He got eyeballs.
The only way it's safe is if you know that you at his house, not a restaurant, and you know he don't wash the dishes. And you gotta this might be okay, but check his dishwasher.
No, seriously,
that shit ain't full. All right?
If he's some weird motherfucker that eats food, he probably a future motherfucker. We got way off track.
We are way off track. But Uncanny Avengers sucks. Don't pick up the book. Let's hope it gets canceled. No, I'm no chill on that.
No chill at all. No chill.
That book is terrible. The team has no synergy. The quicker we stop buying this, the quicker it goes away, and all those poor characters can do something better with it.
I like Cable. I like Cable.
I don't like Deadpool. Matter of fact, kill the Uncanny Avengers, bring back a Cable Deadpool book, and let's call it what it is.
Cable Deadpool, it was so slept on. The Cable Deadpool book is still it's in my top 5. Cable Deadpool was in my top 5. It was the perfect buddy book that balanced both things out perfectly well. So it is crazy because the same guy that writes Uncanny Avengers also writes Deadpool. It's like I don't want him to write Uncanny Avengers with Deadpool in it, but I like his Deadpool. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And that's what I hate is when you have good characters or you have certain character things written well where, like I said, they just don't mesh. Go write each character in that book perfectly. You could take the best writer for each character and have them write it. The team doesn't mesh. Mm-hmm. They just aren't good together. Cable and Deadpool are good together.
Yeah.
Captain America and Jim Hammond with a random girl like Synapse who's kind of like his as Nick Fury's his.
And
Daisy.
they need to come to a decision.
You know?
Which Human Torch is that? Is that
no?
Johnny?
They're both there.
Oh, so it's both of them.
Yeah, you didn't see because basically Johnny got knocked the fuck out like hella early on.
Yeah, right? And then Jim Hammond showed up.
Then Jim showed up,
which doesn't make sense.
So Jim is on the team, but he's their connection back.
But that was kind of fucked up when Jim Hammond showed up. He was kind of like, "I got the type of heat that could give you cancer." I'm like, "Damn, son, don't get a nigga cancer."
I will give all of it. I know Hyperion doesn't seem to have any effect on you, homie. Cool. But your homeboys. He didn't threaten him. He threatened his homies. Like,
that's fucked up. You can't punch cancer. You can't hit cancer. That's why Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, will always stay dead. He will always stay dead because he was the most powerful being in the Marvel universe. And then he got cancer. Yeah. It's like, fuck, nigga, you can't punch cancer. What the fuck you can do?
Yeah, it's true. The cancer is the only... There's a couple things that are unbreakable. Cancer, adamantium, and the Infinity Gauntlet. So you can't beat those things.
Yeah, and in 2016 has taught us anything so far. Cancer ain't nothing to fuck with, man. Cancer's been coming back to collect. Yep. A rapper died last night. Something Fly, forgot his name. An old school rapper, he died of cancer last night. I'm like, damn, dude.
Cancer ain't no joke.
Cancer has been coming. Cancer like that pimp that you thought that you got away from, and then he shows up to collect, and he want all that money. He wants all that money back. Yeah. Like that's where it's going on. Celine Dion lost her husband and her brother in like 2 days. Yeah. Like fuck, nigga, like shit. I thought I had problems. Like shit.
Cancer ain't no joke, and it's horribly affecting the Marvel universe. So if you can't donate to cure cancer in the Marvel universe or the regular universe,
or just any universe, Image, DC,
it's shitty. All right, it's shitty. But we'll keep moving on to somebody who can't get cancer, and that's the all-new Wolverine. As we all know,
I got beef. I got beef with this book.
We're in 4 issues in.
I got beef with it,
and we've got beef apparently with the issue.
I got beef with it. She beat my nigga too easily. Let's speak on this. Let's speak on this.
Okay.
Taskmaster, me. What the fuck? She beat that nigga in like 2 pages.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is a guy that goes toe to toe with the Avengers by himself. What the hell do you mean? Yeah, so they're trying to make her too much of a badass.
Do you have a... Okay, now here's always my problem with Taskmaster.
Okay.
I don't know if I have... I can't say I have a problem with the book. Mm-hmm. I have a problem with the inconsistency they write of Taskmaster.
Okay, I can agree with that.
I think that Taskmaster is one of those characters who they write very inconsistently, and we just had the same topic of discussion with Prometheus when he fought Midnighter the other week.
Yes, we did. You're absolutely right.
I think that the same thing is done with Taskmaster, where you're not giving this character the credit in the fight scenes they deserve. Like, Taskmaster isn't an issue 4 character unless you're talking like Deadpool because of that relationship.
Before we go further, I want to say so. Someone just asked, did we have chicken too? I do have chicken here. I'm black. I eat fried chicken. And
I didn't know the man had chicken.
I have chicken.
The man brought chicken to the stream.
I have chicken. I brought chicken to the stream.
Chicken. Like, I brought chicken to the stream. Here. I didn't say, hey man, can you come over and bring me some fried chicken?
This ain't for you. I go that. This ain't for you.
I figured that.
Fuck that shit.
Oh man.
Fuck that shit.
Oh man, K with the
Let me tell you something.
Chicken.
Let me tell you something right now.
K with the fried chicken.
Can we get off? Let's get off subject for just a split second. Dear racist motherfuckers. I do not accept your stereotype of black people like fried chicken. Yes, we do love fried chicken. So do white people. So do Mexicans. So do Chinese people. Everybody eats fried chicken. I didn't help my case by bringing the whole bag of it here just now. I didn't just help my case, but that's not the point. If I had some grape soda, then maybe you might have something to say. But I don't. Instead, I had some water.
You got watermelon?
I don't like watermelon.
I don't like watermelon. Nah, two black people don't like watermelon. Stereotype broken.
Yeah, bullshit.
Finish.
Get that shit out of my fucking face.
Chicken good though.
Chicken, yeah.
Chicken good. Yeah. Don't fuck with no chicken, man. I mean, chicken good as fuck, man. Yeah. And Hennessy's good too. He don't drink.
I don't drink. You go. See, it's another stereotype. Another one. But anyways, back to All New Wolverine. One thing I do like is that they're putting her into the Marvel Universe now, which for years they've always just kept her with the X-Men. And she's never been seen really outside. I mean, we've already seen her fight Taskmaster. Now we have Doctor Strange showing up in this issue. And in the next issue, they show that she's meeting up with Wasp. And so, which also, did you hear about that? Mm-mm. They announced a new Wasp book.
Really?
Wasp is getting her own book. I knew they were going to do that because I haven't seen her.
I figured she died or something. Didn't she die in Secret Wars? And I don't remember her coming back since then. Or not Secret Wars. Yeah, Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, yeah.
Or no, not Secret Wars.
Oh wait, no, you think it's Secret Invasion.
Yeah, Secret Invasion.
She came back. They went and found her, and they brought her back. And I knew they were going to do something with Wasp, especially after they announced the next Ant-Man movie. Shout out to Ant-Man on the shirt. Ant-Man and the new Ant-Man and Wasp movie. So it's kind of cranking out two things because Marvel's going the whole female power thing now, which it's fine with it. I just want it to be written good.
Yeah.
Like, I just want it to be written well. Like this book. Like, I like the Wolverine book. I got beef with it, but this is a personal thing because Taskmaster has been my nigga since I was like 4 or 5.
Right. That's inconsistencies, I think, with the character. Like,
agreed.
Outside of that, I agree. The book is written well. Mm-hmm. I think it's. I mean, I'm not hearing annoying things like Super Mustache Bros or anything like that. But
Oh, and to the person, Trey Tokyo, Wolverine is not a woman. Wolverine is dead. This is X-23.
Logan is dead.
Oh, Logan is dead.
Laura Kinley, or X-23, has now taken up the mantle. As his genetic clone.
Which I like because one of the things I've always felt that DC has had over Marvel is the legacy. There's been like 3 Flashes. There's been like 6 Green Lanterns. There's been different Batmen. But Marvel's now trying to step into the legacy thing, and I'm with that. I want to see more of that. And for all the motherfuckers out there who really are mad that Logan's not Wolverine, y'all getting Old Man Logan in like a week.
Yep.
You're getting like Old Man Logan. It's not the same thing, but I kind of like Old Man Logan. Like, I kind of think it's dope.
I like the concept of Old Man Logan compared to what because I think they ruined Logan over time. Like, they had to kill old Logan, old James Howlett off because over time, they went so far away from the character that people love.
Agreed.
And he was that anti-hero.
He was the anti-hero.
Was on a good team.
Yeah.
Where, you have that one person who's a necessary evil. Mm-hmm. Where, look, occasionally there's this redhead She comes down. She wants to blow up planets. She's kind of our responsibility. We need somebody to kind of, you know what I mean?
You know, one of my favorite
is that dude.
Well, yeah, but one of my favorite moments in comic book history was in the original Infinity Gauntlet book, where all the superheroes get together, and they're all like, buddy, yeah, we're about to go up there, fuck Thanos up. The only two superheroes weren't there were Hulk and Wolverine.
Yep.
Hulk's on the roof chilling. Wolverine shows up, and Hulk gets ready to fight. Wolverine's like, yo, man, chill with that right now. Like, dude, we about to go up there and probably die. Let's just share a beer. And so they're drinking the beer, and then Adam Warlock shows up. And Adam Warlock is like, yo, like, and this wasn't a quote. This wasn't the exact, yo, what was up with that fan art? What the?
That shit was good, though. That shit was good, though. It was like, dude, now see, you need to get into comic book art. Because that shit was
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
What are you talking about? This shit was
Don't listen to him. Fuck your dreams.
Was me.
Fuck your dreams.
I was like,
fuck
that
your
was
dreams.
me right there, bro.
Fuck your dreams.
He did that shit.
Fuck your dreams.
He did that shit.
Stick to whatever the hell it is you're doing. Being a PC gamer, I guess, whatever. Anyways.
But that's how you know we getting good, man. Because people went out of their way to draw something for us.
Nah, I appreciate it.
I want to put you on my Christmas card list, man. I don't care what he said. I will put you on a Christmas card list. You my new best friend. How do I give you mod?
Is that going to be the new thing now? You know what? Let's make this official. While he watch this shit, just draw us and post it on there. And just post fan pictures of us. And then I bet you most of mine are just going to be a big ass black circle with some eyes.
Okay, the second one kills the first one. The second one completely kills the first one. That one kills.
Why am I hella blacker than you? I'm hella mad at that. But it's great. I am hella blacker than you. Nigga, because you're not black at all. You're orange. Nigga, I'm black. Nigga, what are you? Nigga, I'm black and orange.
You know when the girls walk around and be like, I got Indian in me. My daughter can say that shit. Alright, we can say that shit. Alright, I get a loan, you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
My credit's only kind of bad, alright?
My credit ain't shit, alright.
Oh shit, but yeah, no, the Wolf, somebody also mentioned Injustice Plastic Man was talked about on episode 4, so if you go to my YouTube channel, you can check out, we talked some about Plastic Man.
We did. We did.
Book and how badass Plastic Man is, and people finally recognized that, I think, in that book. But
I want him in the next Injustice game. I want Plastic Man in the next Injustice game.
Yeah, Plastic Man would be dope. They could do a lot with him in the game, and I hope they start to use him more. But
yo, can we make sure when you put this on YouTube finally, can you include the fan art? Is there a way to do that? Because people got to see what we're looking at here. Like,
alright, yeah. Especially the second one, because the second one was godlike. I mean,
what the hell?
The first one was entertaining, but the second one was godlike.
The first one was like, what the shit?
Yeah. That's funny. It's like the color pick from a screenshot. Oh,
that's fucked up.
But all right.
That's a nice. That's a polite way of saying nigga, you hella black. Anyways,
check out the new Wolverine book. It's actually a very good book. It's well written. The storyline's interesting. It kind of gives that same feel of the earlier books. If like you read the X-23 run when she did Solo, and she's been an interesting character all along.
I like it.
I've said from jump that the only character who I felt deserved to put back that costume outside of Wolverine or outside of Logan is X-23.
I'm just glad it was her because I was getting kind of tired of Dakin. Whatever the fuck his name was.
Dakin sucked, and I'm glad that he died in a fucking puddle. Because that shows how shitty his character was.
I mean, it was just kind of lame. Like, he had 2 and 1 that came out the ear. Yeah. So, he could cut you 3 different ways in different directions.
And he had it replaced with the Muramusa blade that cuts off healing factors but doesn't affect him.
It was stupid. It was dumb, and he was a dumb character. I was just tired of it. And so, I'm glad I'm liking it. I wanted to hate this book. When I first found out that they made Wolverine X-23, I was like, fuck this. Fuck it. But I'm glad I was open-minded to it, and I copped it. And if you just get over the fact that Wolverine is dead, once you get over that, you can read this book and enjoy it.
Easy way to get over that, he's now just old. And he's Old Man Logan with apparently at some point he killed all the X-Men, which technically has happened in the 616. They just rewind time. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Which I hope he does again. Matter of fact, you can find young Cyclops, kill young Cyclops at least, and I'll be happy.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I like Cyclops.
For the question, yes, Logan's gone. He died in a previous storyline.
Yeah, they killed him about 2 years ago.
They killed him about 2 years ago. And outside of Old Man Logan, they're not looking to bring back the old school canon Logan. So now we just see Old Man Logan.
Well, basically, they killed our Wolverine. Our Wolverine is dead. And because of Secret Wars, a few characters have crossed over from other universes. And one of them was Old Man Logan from the Mark Millar written. Another thing we mentioned earlier in this podcast, Mark Millar only writes movies. Mm-hmm. And so he had this run on Wolverine, which was in an alternate future, and Wolverine's old as fuck, and he killed the X-Men. And he does age just very slowly. If that's the case, he'd still be like a baby. Like, he does age, just not as fast as we do. And they're gonna. I heard that's gonna be Wolverine 3. I heard Wolverine 3 is the last one, and it's gonna be Old Man Logan. Okay. And but yeah, that's the Old Man Logan. That's the one that's gonna come back. And he is on the Extraordinary X-Men team. That's him right there. That's Logan now.
Let's just bounce over to this book. Let's go. Oh. Let's just go straight.
Let's just go straight into it. Okay.
We've been on an all new Wolverine for 2
and all y'all people stop picking on Cyclops. Cyclops is that dude. He did not deserve all the bullshit that Marvel wrote him. Okay, and they're still writing him as like fuck. I'm like, leave Cyclops alone. Remember that white dude who did that viral video that was like, leave Britney Spears alone? I feel like that dude. I'm like, dude, like leave Cyclops alone.
You know what's funny about that same dude?
What's that?
He was alone in that feeling. And you're alone to feel Cyclops. Like I said,
that's bullshit.
Best thing Cyclops ever has done is die.
Leave my nigga alone.
I want posters of both of Cyclops' death. I want his ultimate death where he gets his face.
Let me tell you something.
And I want the death where basically God dude's like, oh, look at you in your pitiful ass Phoenix Forest.
Let me tell you something about this son of a bitch right here. Let me tell you something about him. I had a bad day at work. People were yelling at me. I'm an accountant on the side. I know, right? Crazy, right? But I'm an accountant, and it was stressful. People were yelling at me for shit I didn't do. Customers calling in, and this man texts me a picture of Cyclops getting shot in the face. I was like, you motherfucker.
I figured it would make anybody happy, alright? I texted it to the Pope and he texted back, that's funny shit, yo.
No.
I was like, dude, it's gotta make everybody happy, alright?
Anyway,
I mean, Cyclops getting shot in the face makes everybody happy.
No, it does not. No, it does not. And I'm living proof of it. I'm living proof of it. So,
He can't even talk about this issue either.
No, because I'm getting mad. That's why I'm getting pissed off.
Extraordinary X-Men
like, fuck
is
this
basically
guy.
shit on Cyclops.
Yeah, all the X-Men books have been pretty much fuck Cyclops. Every single book. I didn't bring the all new X-Men that came out this week, but the cover 2 was having them shitting on Cyclops. Like, fuck Cyclops. And they still haven't explained what the hell did he do? Like what did he do? They haven't explained what he did.
What he did?
Yes.
He killed Professor Xavier.
No, they said he did something 8 months ago. He did something 8 months ago.
That just happened in the comic universe.
He's not boring, whoever just posted that. Damn. Anyways,
he is boring.
He's not boring. Cyclops is the man. Cyclops is that dude.
That was a great comment.
And he's a jerk to Wolverine. Wolverine is the jerk. Are you serious? Wolverine is
just trying to mind his business, trying to
fuck his girlfriend, mind his business.
Jean trying to fuck him, all right?
No, okay, she was a little heifer.
I want to get into your head. I just need.
She's a little heifer. She was a little.
I mean,
she was fast. That's
where does Cyclops find Jean most of the time? In Wolverine's room.
Okay. Oh wait. Hold up. In France, we're at 6 months later, so we're at the beginning of Secret Wars. Ooh. Well, they don't watch.
Yeah. Unfortunately for you, if you're 6 months later, we talked about Secret Wars at the beginning of the podcast, so we won't be going back to that.
Yeah, we won't go back to that.
If you're 6 months behind, that means you're probably getting already the new books.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Wars won't end for like another 6 months.
But shout out to the people in France. You know, we're pulling for you guys out here. You know,
yeah,
Viva la France.
Definitely.
But yeah. So this is Extraordinary X-Men. You know what? I've been reading X-Men my whole life. X-Men got me into reading. It made me want to read. It made me want to like start asking more questions about life. And X-Men kicked off a lot of trends that are still around today.
Yes.
Like diversity. No one did that before X-Men.
First black superhero team. Because they were shunned, segregated, told they had to be on their own.
Oh yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay.
They were a minority.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I was gonna say, I don't know about the first all black team.
Not in color, but in
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. No,
in credit score, definitely.
Exactly, but that's the whole point. And that's another reason why I could relate to it, was because of the things that black people had gone through, and it kind of reflected in X-Men. So I kind of gravitated towards that. I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama. I've seen some shit. Yeah. Okay, that's California niggas. Y'all don't know. I was in Alabama in the 80s. Let me tell you something.
Oh damn! Probably don't like trees at all. He's like, nope.
They were blowing up churches and shit. Like, and I was a kid out there, and I didn't understand. Like, I'm just like, I don't get it. So like, reading X-Men helped me understand. Like, it just helped me, and I stuck with that. And basically, what I'm saying that is that I don't get that feeling when I read this.
No,
this is too superheroic for me. It's just too superheroic for me, and I don't see the X-Men as superheroes. There was a time they tried to push them off as superheroes, but I don't see them as superheroes. I see them as a militant group who does whatever needs to be done to protect their race, except for killing. But that's what Magneto's team is for, and we talked about that last week. But I do like the team. That's Mohawk Storm, and you always got to say Mohawk Storm. As long as Storm has a mohawk. Okay, some more fan art is popping up.
Yes.
And it just seems like I'm getting fatter in every single picture.
But you got lighter.
I did get lighter in this one.
I did get lighter in this one.
And I kind of appreciate that, but let's be honest, I'm black as fuck. Like I said, we're from there's different shades of blackness. This is California blackness. I'm deep down south backwater Alabama blackness.
This is get that money like Drake blackness.
Yeah. The sad shit is we got me and the same credentials. Trying to go for the same job, they would go for this motherfucker over me.
They would go for
They're like, when I won this other black over there, I don't know.
And I'd be like, I don't trust that Negro either.
I don't trust them niggas. Let's go play golf later. Okay, that was my white voice, by the way. Anyways, Mohawk Storm, Iceman, who's gay now.
Yeah.
And I don't swallow that. Pause.
Yeah.
I don't accept that. I don't just accept that Iceman
is in.
Don't you flip that on me, okay? Don't you
I'm
dare.
Sorry, I had the same conversation and somebody said, well, you should be accepting. Oh, God, you fucking annoying shit.
I just can imagine someone watching this and just tearing me a new one. Don't fuck with the lesbian gay community. Them motherfuckers will come after you, okay? So, if anyone's watching, I have nothing against gay people. I hate that I have to say that, because it should be just implied. We're all human beings.
I feel the same way, nothing against gay people.
Yeah, I just don't care for a character that has not only been not gay for like 40, 50 years, but someone who's been a womanizer, a known womanizer in the group. It's just all of a sudden I'm gay now. And I'm just like, wait, no. I like literally dug. I'm probably one of the few people on the planet that can say, I have every issue of X-Men ever. The original Uncanny X-Men, I have every one of them. I'm hardcore. I told you, I'm an X-Men fanatic. And I'm reading through and I'm like, wait, he got with a girl on this one. He got with a girl on this one. He got with a girl with this one. I just refuse to believe that he was lying all these times.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
Yeah, I don't like the change either. And this is what I say is one of the big problems I think with the X-Men group is rather than them design a new character to have people, relate to the character in the sense that I get why you guys want to make a gay character. Mm-hmm. I get it. Mm-hmm. I get why you want him to have him on a premier team. Mm-hmm. I get it. But you guys had North Star. You've been able to create characters who were gay for their entire lives. And changing somebody, like you said, changing the fundamentals of a character. Mm-hmm. That would be like you guys going and changing, like, the Invisible Woman to be a lesbian and be like, well, she was never truly into Mr. Fantastic. She lived her whole life as a lie, and now it's more like, well, yeah, but now it's a whole different fucking character. You're changing the character unnecessarily when you could just make a new gay character.
You're changing something that made him him. That was a part of him. He was the crazy, fun party member of the group. that would always just pull up with a broad. Like, it was just pulled up with a chick or two. And, like, someone made a good point to me. They said these are not real characters, they're not real people. So it honestly, in the long run, it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna get to what you just typed there. It honestly doesn't matter what he is, and I understand that. All I'm saying is make it make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Like, I could see the young Iceman being gay because this is a new experience for him. He's experienced different things that could probably turn him into something, that could trigger something. That I can see. But the Iceman that we've known from A to B to now, it's just all of a sudden, oh, I've been just lying these years. What? I don't buy that. And anyway, we're getting off subject.
You know what would be crazy, that, real quick, that would get to Ultimate Backlash? If they went forward and they had this gene, the new gene, flip out, right? And then the gene reveals, like, no, I made you both gay. Because I wanted to flex my powers.
What if that was someone's mutant power, dude? Like, what if someone's mutant power is?
Think about it. She has telepathy. You could totally do that.
You could just do that.
You could do that because basically all you're doing is just changing the chemical reaction in your brain when it sees a certain stimuli. And if she's trying to work her powers in, because I know they would get a lot of backlash. From, they get all
my god!
But tell me that wouldn't be an interesting storyline. Like, that would be so dirty to do somebody if you had that power.
No, I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%, and that's why I just don't buy it. I'm just like, but you typed on here, long shot should be bi. It's funny that you said that because he kind of sort of is.
Yeah. Like,
he kind of sort of is, and he was on X Factor for that time, and Richter and Shatterstar were gay, and Shatterstar is a clone of Longshot.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, that's why it was funny that you said that.
But, I thought they mentioned before that Longshot doesn't see it like that.
Like Longshot, because Longshot has always been like childish.
Yeah.
He's always been not really childish, just he's not really an adult.
He manufactured?
Yeah, he was created. Yeah. And so like he doesn't really see the difference.
Correct.
Like he doesn't, and like they could try to explain it to him, and he's just like, "Well, what's the problem? If you love someone, who cares what sex they are?" Like that's kind of how he thinks. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Which is genius, you know. Hey, look,
I like Longshot. You know? I've always liked Longshot. I would get mad when characters would draw Longshot, and they draw him with 5 fingers. That would upset me every single time. Like, he has 4 fingers. He's 4 fingers or 3 fingers and a thumb. Yeah. Like he has 3 fingers and a thumb. Like that's always been a big thing about his character. Right?
Bro, man, from the 5th flow.
No, just chilling. Extreme X-Men. Also, there's Colossus is on the team. Yep. The young Jean Grey is on the team.
Yep.
And Old Man Logan. And I like young Jean Grey being on the team because I've always thought Jean Grey being dead for 90, 60 years has been stupid. I'm just like, where is Jean Grey?
Dead.
I know
that's the beauty of dying. When you die, you're supposed to just be dead.
Well, yeah, but
especially when you come back every like 3 weeks. I mean, she came back like every 6 weeks up until like what 2005.
That's not true. She never came back.
In song, she showed up. She was back in.
She showed up around with Zorn too.
She was around with Zorn Saga when the fake Magneto Zorn killed.
Oh God,
she's been around so many.
That whole times, fake Zorn shit. It's so stupid.
Yeah, that was a
horrible thing.
But she was back then.
Yeah,
she came back again like 3 years later and didn't song. Yeah, she's been back like 50 fucking times. Let her stay dead.
Yeah,
because she's joined the Phoenix Pantheon.
We got this Jean.
Yeah, we got young Jean.
We got young Jean who has new powers, and that's kind of crazy how they did that. But My argument, and also he's not on this cover, but he is on the team. Nightcrawler is also on this team. Nightcrawler's my dude. Nightcrawler is one of my favorite characters. Like seriously, like Nightcrawler's top 5 for me.
Okay.
And I'm kind of mad at this team because I'm kind of not seeing the point of them having 2 teleporters.
Right.
Because they have Nightcrawler, and then they have Magic, and it just seems redundant to me. Like, do we need 2 teleporters?
Well, you have one really good teleporter and one kind of okay teleporter.
Are you referring to Nightcrawler as a kind of okay teleporter?
Compared to Magic?
Compared to Magic, yeah. But still.
What are you talking about? We're comparing powers.
Because Magic can take you to, like, different dimensions and shit. Like, but Nightcrawler's faster.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're talking about like, okay, look, this guy can hit a base hit every time, or I get Babe Ruth over here can slug him out of the park every time. Which am I gonna take?
Hold on. Did my man just ask when did Nightcrawler become religious?
Nightcrawler's been religious forever.
He's always been a religious character.
Even in alternate universes, like Ultimate Nightcrawler was very religious. That part of his character was raised in the church, and
he was raised by nuns.
The idea is supposed to be that he's one of those people who holds faith, even though he has been shunned for his physical appearance, and that's the
ironic thing about him is that the most religious character probably in the Marvel comics looks like a fucking devil. Yeah, like I always thought that was like kind of cool.
But, I mean, if you look at the opposite side, you have to believe, technically.
Yeah, seriously. And we won't talk about that time when they tried to make us believe that, because we all know Mystique is Nightcrawler's mom, and they're trying to say that his dad is the devil.
Yeah, Azazel. Well, they didn't try. They said
they just pretty much said,
his dad is Azazel. Matter of fact, guess who played in the Red Nightcrawler in the Days of Future X-Men First Class? Hey, Nightcrawler Daddy!
Once again, we're getting this fucking Apocalypse movie coming out this year, and Mystique and Nightcrawler are both in it. Come on, y'all. Come on. That's his mother. Yeah. You can't just skip that. I understand. You make these movies you don't make these movies for us. You make these movies for other people. But that's a big thing to skip. Like, let's keep it 100. That's a big thing to skip. That in the comics this is his mother, but in the movies she's just some random chick.
She is. I mean, she's just. Hey, look, who's that? That's the bitch from Hunger Games. I thought, is that your mom? Nah, my mom got.
Oh, my mom's over here or some shit. Yes, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm still looking forward to that movie, especially Olivia Munn. Yeah. I don't know about Apocalypse, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't know Poe Dameron is Apocalypse.
Let's double that back.
Okay.
To the end of the conversation.
Okay.
I can go a long way with that.
Okay. But, we're parking lot it.
The Extraordinary X-Men book. I don't know if he'd recommend it. I personally, I'm not really digging
I'm just reading it because I'm an X-Men fan.
Yeah. I'm not digging the overall storyline. Highlights for me were I like Storm taking back the lead on team. I like the powerful, I'm a leader Storm. That's always been one of my favorites.
Do you think Storm's the best X-Men leader?
Overall...
Let me tell you why she's not.
I mean, overall, I can't see... I don't know. I like her leading teams, but I almost don't... I can't think of any times where she's just been like, whoa, it's fucking Storm leading an X-Men team.
Let me tell you why I don't think she would. Storm would never... let Magneto on the team. She wouldn't do it. No, now if you know Storm, you know her character. She would not let Magneto on the team. She'd be like, get the fuck out of here. How many times have we fought you? How many times have you put us in chains? How many times have you fucked us up?
I get it. She's too smart to be a leader for the X-Men team.
Hey, yeah, I could agree with that. But the X-Men need Magneto, especially now. They need him. They don't have no choice, almost. They're like, fuck.
Well, yeah, because they've been still pulling this shit since what was that book? The book with the numbers right after the decimation of all the mutants, right after No More Mutants. Decimation, right after Decimation. Yeah, 198 or whatever. Yeah. They've been pulling this whole crap where they're trying to, we're going to make mutants extinct and yada yada. So, yeah, technically they need him. Mm-hmm. Technically. But do they really? Because you know what? You guys are still trying to play police. You guys are still trying to fight bad guys when, hey, you know what you guys need to do? Maybe not try to get yourselves killed every 20 minutes and let some of the 45 Avengers teams handle some freaking business for a minute. Instead of trying to run out there, fight everything you can, and get yourselves killed. Look, you lost to Logan. You had to go get an old man from another dimension. You didn't even got that dude. He was unkillable.
He don't even know if he want to be on the team.
You're telling me he was unkillable? Yeah, he's like, hold up. You mean the last one died? Holy fucking shit, are you serious? That's how shitty of a team you guys are? The last one died? You don't kill us. You can't be like that bad at being a team that you get Logan killed. But other than that, I like Jean and Logan. I like Old Man Jean and Young Logan. It's a cute father-daughter scenario thing that they're trying to almost... Are you feeling a little bit of Cable Hope?
I'm thinking Wolverine Jubilee.
See, I feel more Cable Hope in kind
Where the fuck is Hope? This is something I've been trying to find out.
Where is Hope? They brought her back.
That is not Hope.
What are you talking about?
That is not Hope.
That's all Hope was. That's all Hope ever was just Jean Grey.
Well, yeah, I will completely agree with that. I thought it was bullshit they made a redhead. I was like, no.
Yeah, that's all she ever was.
He's
and that's
trying to replace her.
That's all they're reliving.
But that's what I'm saying.
Man,
if
redhead girl,
all that shit they went through with Hope, for her to just be gone now and no one knows where she is, it's just ridiculous. Like they did the hell of shit. Avengers vs X-Men was all about her.
Technically, she could be around and off the grid because that's what she did. Like every book was run away.
I hope so because they did hell of shit just for that character. Yeah. Characters died because of her, and then they came back. But anyways, we gotta move on. We got to move on.
All right.
Oh, main event in this one.
Let's see. Let's hit the Marvel.
Okay.
Let's clean up.
Speaking of X-Men being replaced by Avengers.
Yep.
So this is like the third Avengers book to come out this week. Is this Avengers lineup? And you know what? I wanted to like this. I saw the lineup, and the first thing I said is, "Oh, Marvel's going the whole diversity thing." That's not a bad thing, but I still need to like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in giving something a pass simply because it's diverse. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. Other people might, and that's cool, but I don't believe in that myself. So we have this team of Avengers, and I have to say this is just the wackest group of Avengers ever in existence. It's Iron Man, Captain America. Iron Man, Falcon America, Mighty Thor, Jane Foster, the girl Thor, Vision, Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and this Nova, who I can't wait till they get rid of.
Oh, you don't like little Sammy?
No, I do not like Sammy.
You don't like Sammy?
I do not like Sammy. I'm waiting for Richard Rider. But let's be honest. I'm gonna say something. Let me say something.
Richard Rider.
Oh, they could come back, motherfucker. Yeah. Nightcrawler was dead. Colossus was dead.
Rider didn't die in this universe.
This is true. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you why Richard Rider will never come back as Nova. Because Disney will never promote a character named Dick Rider. It's not gonna happen. Disney was like, "What's his name? Richard Rider? Yeah, get rid of him."
Dick Rider will have no place here.
There will be no Dick riding in the Marvel universe.
So you're saying, what's the Dick Rider's power? He can go really fast. He's super hard, and he goes straight in.
They call him Helmet Head.
They call him Helmet Head, which promotes safe sex.
Yeah. Save Dick Rider. No, dude, you can't save him. This is Disney here. We're talking Disney here. We're talking Lion King. We're talking Frozen here. They're not gonna promote a character named Dick Rider.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
So Sam Alexander is not going away.
He's not.
He's not gonna go away.
He is Nova.
It sucks. I'm sorry. Let me apologize. It sucks.
So far, I don't know.
We hate his character. There are petitions online saying, "Get rid of Sam Alexander. Get rid of him. He's not going away." He's even on the fucking Spider-Man cartoon. Yes, he's a permanent character in the Spider-Man cartoon. Dick Rider is never coming back.
Yeah, Dick Rider is not. So anybody who likes to ride Dick, I'm sorry, you're not going to get to ride Dick anymore.
Not in Marvel, at least.
The Dick riding is
Dick riding in Marvel.
Keep it
I don't like this book. I love Mark Waid. And you could tell that he tried. He tried to put this book together and get it going.
Oh, tried. I thought you meant he failed at getting this book together.
No, he did put the book together.
Because the cover art.
Well, Alex Ross does it. Yeah, Alex Ross does
cover art is great.
Alex Ross is the dude. Alex Ross is the man, even though he's a fucking asshole in real life. That's okay.
That's why I don't. Tell you guys something. I don't normally follow a lot of writers. Like I leave all that to this guy: writers, pencilers, artists, all that stuff.
Oh no, I have
I met a painter who my fiance and I were considering buying a painting for like 10 G's.
Yeah,
and I met him in real life, and I was so disheartened. And the guy wasn't an asshole or anything.
Wait, who?
I forget what the dude's name was. This was years ago.
Okay.
I forgot completely. Like, we used to go and see these guys painting. He painted these pictures of these, all these different girls, and there's, like, kind of had heavy hints of red. They were just nice paintings. We liked them, whatever. But met the dude, and his reasoning for his paintings turned me off of the fantasy entirely.
Okay.
Like, and I think that I find the same when I read books, where if I strum up your book into something 10 times more amazing than I've read before, and you're like, well, it's just really a love story, I will hate your book. And I will never read anything you ever fucking write again. You know? And so, to me, if I meet somebody and they turn out to be an asshole, I probably won't read their book.
No, seriously.
I won't care for their characters. I'll miss whole arcs of things where I can just, go through and maybe your product is good. Like the guy, I mean, the paintings are still nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
I'm just going to buy one because now they suck to me based on his word.
No, I'm with you 100%. And my biggest problem with this, with Alex Ross, I had a horrible meeting with him once. He was at a signing. We're at a con, and he was there at the signing. Me and my friend were on there for a very long time, in line for a very long time. Me and my friend were waiting for hours. And we're like, dude, we're like 10 people away. My boy really had to pee. Like, he was about to burst in his pants. He's like, I'm not going to make it. And I was like, dude, just go and pee. I'll get him to sign both of these for us.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. So he runs to go pee. And if you've been to a con, you know that the bathrooms are so far away. Like, you got to find, like, a strider. You got to find some hobbits, an elf, and a dwarf, and go form a fellowship to go find the fucking bathroom. The toilet ring. And so I'm in line, and I show up to him, and I say, hey man, good to meet you, I'm a big fan. He says, and then I said, hey man, I hope you don't mind, but I had a friend with me, but he really had to use the bathroom. Can you sign his as well as mine? Alex Ross literally does this. He's looking down. He had his pen in his hand. He was drawing. I said that to him. He said he literally was looking down, looked up at me, rolled his eyes and said, and just threw his pen down. I was like, oh, hell no. I said, you know what, dude? You know what?
Wow.
You know what? I said, you know what, dude? Just sign his. I don't want yours no more. Even the dude behind me was like, damn. Like, and I was like, yo, like, you know what, dude? Just sign his. And then you could tell he kind of felt bad. He was just like, oh, well, I can sign yours. And I was like, no, don't sign it. I took it back. I was like, no, don't even sign it. Just sign his. And like, you ever seen a man just crumble before your eyes? Like, he was just like, fuck, man. Because you could tell that there was a part of him that was like, damn, that was kind of a dick move on my part. Yeah. Like, I was just like, you know what, dude? Don't even sign it. And he was like, but you waited in line all this long. I was like, it's not worth it, bro. Just sign his.
Yep. Please. Like you said, you ruined the fantasy.
Well, you know, a wise man told me. He said, don't meet your idols. Don't meet them.
Yep.
Don't meet your idols because you're not going to like what you see. Anyways, back to this.
I don't like the book.
I don't like it either.
I don't like the book. I don't like the story right now. I think the story's boring and kind of lame. I
read 3 issues and I honestly can't tell you what happened.
The team,
I'm just some guy showed up,
came up, and some. You know, the only one thing I said about this book is I think this book somehow ties into the shit. Where was it? There was a book that I was reading that this tied back into. I'll have to bring it up later.
Okay.
But I think that the guy who's talking to Yodat, I want to say it's Yodat, or is the guy who's the Chitauri?
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. I just don't know his name.
The guy who's talking to him with the white hair, he's in another book that I think I saw him pop up in, where he's Mr. Garland. Does that sound familiar? Damn it, where did I read that? Okay, well, we'll talk about this later, but there was another book he was in, and I think he's tied to the whole mystical shit that's going on with Weird World now, and I think he's going to have a bigger part. Okay. And he's trying to somehow raise Earth to take Earth over.
Okay.
But,
they've been Guardians.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. But let's keep going. New Avengers, or all new Avengers is all new shit.
All new, all different.
All different. Well, different as in it could have been a good book and it's not.
Yeah, so exactly. That's how I see it.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. Oh, somebody just asked for a band. Good job, Toma Manson. You're such a good person. Thank you for stopping by. Hit that follow button with your band. Make another name, then hit the follow button again, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, seriously.
But let's move on to the Mighty Thor.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead. I'll let you.
I'm still not a fan of I'm now a girl Thor. Simply just because I'm not going to I don't like that they're just really trying to force feed us this. That Thor is not a woman. No, Thor is not a woman. This is just someone with Thor's hammer and has powers. The fact that it's a woman is fine, but she's not Thor. When Storm picked up the hammer, she didn't become Thor. That's my argument. I don't, but I digress.
Well, I think the argument that makes her Thor is that she's a human who picked up the hammer versus an already existing powered being. Kind of like when what was the old beardy guy's name?
Odin?
No, the one who was Thor when they fought Donald Donaldson. No.
Oh, Eric Matheson?
Yeah. Remember,
okay.
he became Thor because he was a human who picked up the hammer. So I think it's different when a powered being is supposed to pick up the hammer versus a human. Like, humans take upon Thor.
Well, here's the thing. This is Thor's name. This isn't just something that you're called. This is his name.
His name is technically Thor Leif Odinson.
Well, yeah, but his name is Thor.
Well, they call him Thor.
His name is Thor. That's his
call
name.
Him Thor. His name's
that
Thor
is his name.
Thor Leif.
But either way, don't call him Thor Leif. That doesn't even sound right. But I actually like this book. Jason Aaron's one of my favorite writers. It's just taken a while for me to get to like Jane. I do like that she does new things with the hammer. I do like that. So I'm reading it, and this whole issue is pretty much a big fight with her and Loki, and she hasn't been able to fight Loki yet. I'm all for it. This is easily one of Marvel's best written and best drawn books, and it's hard to find that combination. Either you get a great writing, but the art is meh, or you get fantastic art and the story is meh. It's rare you get both knock it out way out the park. And
you know, it's funny you say that because I have an interesting problem with this book.
Okay.
I don't like Jane Foster as Thor.
Okay.
I don't like the new Loki, but I like the way the book's written. I enjoy the story, and I like the art.
You don't like the art?
No, I said, and I do. I like the art. I like the story, and I like the writing. I like just the general direction it's going. Except for I don't like Jane Foster as Thor.
Okay.
I thought that was a dumb idea from jump. They could have used anybody else. I would have rather seen Sif as Thor. For all intents and purposes.
That's what I was saying. If it was Sif, I'd fuck with that heavily.
I'd rather see that.
Sif?
I mean, I'd rather see
who deserves it.
I'd rather see them freaking pull what's her name? Kat Dennings and make her the new fucking Thor. I give no shits, but Jane Foster as a character is just like, does he even still know Jane Foster? Because they haven't done a storyline with her in like forever. But don't hit the table that much.
Oh, is that me? I didn't hit the table.
You be banging on the table, bro.
Do I?
You do.
I'm sorry. Hey, man. Hey, I'm passionate. My bad. Okay, all right. What up?
I don't like the new Loki either.
What do you mean the new Loki? It's the same Loki.
No, they killed off the older Loki, and this is another.
It's not another Loki.
No, the whole idea of Loki tricking himself to be different and technically being more good, but he just feels confused. Even his own self-dialogues. The idea is that this new Loki is confused. He's not the same old Loki, and that's what they want you to believe. They went back. If you go back to the storyline that they did concurrent to that really great fucking Thor run, was it the Mighty Thor? What was that really good Thor run they just did? It was like
with Jason Aaron.
I think so.
What was the story?
The story ended up with the God Eater at a different.
Oh
place.
Yeah. That was the same writer.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, one of the people posted on it was it better than the God Butcher run, and it's not as good as that run. No. It's not as good as that run.
That run was phenomenal.
That was great, and that was really
phenomenal.
One of my biggest problems with Thor for years is that Thor should be more of the fantasy realm of Marvel. It should be. I want to see him fighting dragons and shit. And that's where they went with the Mighty Thor with Jason. And that's what he's been doing with it. He's fighting elves and shit. And like that's what I want to see.
Yeah. And so during that time, there was like the Kid Loki, right? Who was around, who was apparently died.
And Kid Loki was great.
And now this new Loki is apparently like an amalgamation of all these weird Lokis that have come forward. And the old Loki, or Loki as he used to be, is considered a figment, a part of his personality or whatever.
Well, here's the thing: they turned Loki into King, pretty much.
Yeah.
Where there's now just a bunch of him.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of him. It's funny because he's green, so it's gonna look funny on the green screen.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna look funny, but like this is a whole bunch. Oh, it does well. Look at all them different Lokis that she has to fight, and that's what I'm saying. It's like. I just don't like that they got rid of Kid Loki, because Kid Loki was awesome and did a lot for his character. There's a reason why he was a kid. They pretty much brought him back because of all of a sudden he is just hella popular in the Marvel movie universe.
Well, and so they even tried to give him... He's another anti-hero. Because he'll do bad, but he'll do... He's I don't understand. We're talking comic books. You got to read in to understand. But
yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
He's one of those characters who... He does enough bad that the little bit of good that he ends up doing kind of makes him into an anti-hero.
Yes.
And I don't know. I've always been a big Loki fan.
Same.
I'm a fan of the character. I love the idea. I love the mischief. Yada yada yada. But I don't like is the character being unsure of himself. Because that's not Loki.
That is true. That is true.
That's what I don't like about it. But like I said, it's weird because I like the book. I like the storyline. I enjoyed the read. I enjoyed the art and everything else. It just feels... I don't know. I can't say it's... For me, I can't say it's good or bad.
I love it. But don't ask me. I'm a Thor fan. Yeah. I like Thor.
I mean, if you were writing this about two characters that I gave no shits about and didn't know before, I would probably love this book and think it was fucking phenomenal.
Okay.
Right? But the fact that, like you said, one, she's Thor now.
Yeah.
I don't like Jane Foster's Thor. Not Thor. Like, I don't want Betty Ross to be the Hulk again.
God.
What I mean?
Well, she was like Red She-Hulk.
Yeah, the ultimate Red She-Hulk crap. Stupid, dumb shit. Thank God they finished that whole
This guy just said, I know only the Avengers movie Loki. Well, you will love this Loki, because they pretty much just turned him into that.
Yeah, that's what they're turning him into. They're turning him into...
That's another thing that pissed me off about Marvel, is that when Disney bought Marvel, Disney said the movies are not going to reflect the comics. That was before they made billions of dollars. And now they're like, fuck all that we were saying.
Movies won't reflect... They will reflect money.
And I don't care what anyone says. They say Disney's a family. They're all about family. No. Disney is about bread. Disney is about getting money. Disney is about getting paid. How do I make money? That's all they care about.
Family worth of money.
Yes. How do we make money? Yep. Disney understood that people will pay anything when it comes to their kids.
It's very true.
When it comes to children, when it comes to their kids. So that they keep cranking it out.
I want.
Yes.
Okay. Last but not least, and it'll probably be a quick, short talk. The book I wanted to recommend. It was an interesting read to start out, but it's a Warren Ellis book, and he's one of the few writers that I will go out and I will search out his stuff based on him being a good writer. I've never met him. I don't look up his blogs. I don't read shit about him. I love the shit that he's put out, so I read his books. This one is called Injection. Now, Injection it's kind of like a dark Sherlock Holmes type character, but he has apparently a shit ton of money. Okay. And the first episode kind of the first book kind of gives you an introduction to how deep within his craft he goes, because it talks about, they hint at cannibalism, they hint at, him being fairly cutthroat, he's kind of a jackass to certain people, but at the same time, he puts certain people in situations where they owe him his life. Like, he has reluctant, but I will die for you type help. You know what I mean? So it starts out with a kind of interesting premise, So obviously this guy's trying to figure out something, kind of like a mystery. It's Warren Ellis, so the writing's fairly there. It's not extremely obvious at first, know. But all in all, it was a pretty interesting book called Injection.
I agree with what the guy said. So he's Batman?
No, he doesn't. Well, it's weird because I'd almost say he's more to the Sherlock Holmes side than Batman's. Like
he's
Batman,
more of a detective.
Batman, he goes that supernatural kind of feel. Where this guy, the first issue at least, seems less supernatural in terms of his character, and more like like I said, more Sherlock Holmes-ish. Where I know things and I make things look almost impossible, but I'm not. Not that dude.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
It's kind of interesting. It could go the Batman route over the episode.
Well,
but first one doesn't seem like it's going that route.
Well, I've always enjoyed Warren Ellis. I've always liked Warren Ellis to write Batman, but if it's Warren Ellis, I need to check it out because I like everything that he does. So I'm all for it. Speaking of which, where's Karnak? Warren Ellis, what's going on with that? Like, where's Karnak? Like, it's been 3 months since the last issue, and like I don't even see it being solicited in it anymore. Like, anyways,
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, were you waiting on Secret Wars to finish? Is that what it was going on? Is there something revealing in the book that we couldn't get out of the? I think everybody else is like 3 to 4 issues in of their books now.
Yeah, like damn, like Spider-Man's already almost on issue 6. Like fuck, they've been just cranking that one out. So,
but let's see what else is going on right now.
So those are all the comic books.
Those are all the books that we directly recommend of the week. There are some other books out, of course, things of that nature, but for the most part, like we said, big book of the week that you'll want to check out is Secret Wars.
Yes.
They finally wrap it up. It comes in late.
And they do it good.
I want to bring up a couple little things just for off topic on Secret Wars.
Okay.
Franklin Richards.
Okay.
At the end of the book, they discuss how Franklin Richards was, and there are spoilers to this, so if you haven't read Secret Wars number 9 or the Secret Wars stuff, go ahead and pause now.
Yeah.
Come back to this later.
Definitely.
But Secret Wars 9, they talk about Franklin Richards, and they use a phrase when Valerie, okay. Valerie is talking. Yeah, I want someone called Valerie. Yeah, it's weird. But Val is talking about Franklin, and she says that he is the universal dreamer.
Yes.
Now, it's been hinted at previously, multiple times, that Franklin Richards was as powerful as the Celestials.
Yeah.
That he was. Now, my thing is, there is a Celestial that is dead. The Dreamer. He died on Earth in a what's it called? He fell asleep on Earth. Then he died apparently after what was it? After one of the books with the Eternals. That he basically somehow gave his life for sacrifice. But one of those Celestial hosts was missing. Is Franklin Richards
a Celestial?
Technically a Celestial.
I could see that definitely happening. I remember when the Celestials had taken them. Like, there's some comics where, for those of you who don't know, by the way, Franklin Richards, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and
Sue Richards.
Sue Richards, Invisible Girl, they had a son.
Invisible Woman.
Oh God, whatever. Invisible Woman. What the fuck ever. Susan Richards, Susan Storm. They had a baby, and he's a mutant, and pretty much his mutant power is he's God.
Well, and we had this kind of discussion before, and this is my theory on it, is that Reed Richards and Sue Richards, they had already passed puberty, were full adults before they were exposed to cosmic radiation, which means there's no inclination to say that they would have been mutants themselves. Thus, their powers are derived from completely cosmic persons. Essentially, they have smaller bits of the power cosmic.
Yeah.
Right?
I can agree with that.
If you take that into Franklin Richards, Franklin would have always been born a mutant, whether his parents were exposed or not.
I don't like that they made him a mutant. I don't like that they made him a mutant. Did he have to be a mutant?
Well, and this is the only thing I'd say is that he then technically is the mutant ability cosmically powered. So when they make Omega mutants and everything, he is that with the power cosmic added on. So where he would have been somebody born to the degree almost probably like a Nate Gray, like an X-Man or something, I think that because his parents had those cosmic energies within them, that he is, as a result, a cosmic level mutant. Farther than Omega, further than Alpha, he is that next level, which is why...
I mean, it's his powers are too powerful, but to just say that he's just a mutant. Like, he creates galaxies and shit. Like, he created universes. And if you, I don't want to spoil too much, but at the end of Secret Wars 9, that's pretty much what he does now. Is he creates universes.
Yeah. You're good, we said spoilers. We said spoilers. So
okay, all right.
This part's free.
Yeah. So now, you know how DC kind of got rid of their multiverse? Marvel is like, we're welcoming our new multiverse. Yeah. And so now Franklin creates universes, and Reed Richards just launches them into space.
Reed Richards creates. Franklin designs.
What do you mean Reed creates?
So Beyonder gave Reed the power to create the universes. That's what Reed was doing when he was throwing them out there.
Yeah.
Franklin was designing the universe. For Reed to throw out there using the Beyonder's power that he got from Molecule Man.
Yeah.
And then they were both slicing off a piece of Molecule Man to anchor the universe in as, you know.
No, I get what you're saying. And that's why, I mean, I could dig with that. And, you know, I just wish that they didn't make him a mutant. I just wish that he wasn't just a mutant. Like, I mean, this kid can do things. He can do anything. Like, his power is, I can do anything. He even, at one time, made himself older. And called himself Psylord. And he called himself Psylord just so he could reach his amp potential. Because right now, he's not even at his amp potential. He's not even at the top potential of where he's at.
He made himself older, called himself Psylord, lived too long, determined that his powers were too much, went back in time, and then blocked his powers from his childhood self.
Yes.
That's how powerful Franklin Richards is.
Like, it's fucking insane. Like, I'm just like, dude, like, he's
but almost... That's what I'm saying is, it's almost to the point where you can't consider him a being like that anymore. Like, he is the true product of mutant and cosmic amplification. So humans' greatest potential through the mutant gene, through the ability to mutate, and then the cosmic amplification of that, somewhat to the akin of how Galactus was bathed in cosmic radiation. You know, at the end, he was born in it. He was born in a cosmic womb, if you will. You know?
Definitely.
He was
bathed
both of his
in parents.
Exactly.
Yeah, because both of his parents aren't mutants. So that's why it was just strange that he would be one. Well, I wouldn't. Basically, they made him a mutant because he was created in the 90s, and that was when X-Men ran shit. Yeah. Mutants. If you put mutant on something, it runs shit.
And they were able to make him part of Generation X and everything for a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Oh God. Generation X. But
But I think that to me that was an interesting theory. Is that, you know, is because he's that powerful, because he's got that unique situation which you can't just give somebody.
Right.
You know, does that put him higher up on the totem pole? Because remember, Reed is able to do what he's doing because the Molecule Man gave him that power.
Right. Exactly.
You know, Franklin's doing what he's doing off of just Franklin. And then to go forward. Remember, Val said one other thing that makes me think, and I'm curious where Weird World is, because Val said, well, Franklin's playing pretty fast and loose with the physics on some of them. Like, he's just having fun with some of them. Yeah. Did Franklin create Weird World?
He could have. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're opening, pretty much they want Weird World because this is them letting them know we have alternate realities. Well, we have alternate worlds.
Well, not just that, but let's take it one step further down the line. I want to go deep Marvel into the future here. Okay. Do you think it could be possible that with Franklin creating things like Weird World, playing fast and loose, if you will, with the universe, the Fantastic Four's journey is to come back and start repairing some of the damage
that would have been perfect. Doing. That's why I don't like that they did that.
Well, because they have to go out to the adventure.
Well, yeah, for the Fantastic Four are not superheroes. Matter of fact, the last thing he says is, we're not, you know, it was cool that they did that.
Don't call me Mr. Fantastic anymore. Call me Dad.
Yeah, well, he was like, well, hey, are we superheroes? And he said, no, we're scientists. You know what I'm saying? And like he was like, we're scientists. So to me, they have all these worlds to explore. So that should be their thing. is that they're going around and they're exploring different worlds, and that should be the point and the focus of the Fantastic Four.
Okay, and follow me here. And that's what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. Deep down in Marvel, I'm saying, I think that they're going to start that exploration.
Okay,
they're going to start encountering things, and I'm hoping that they push it out. Like I want some time between these events, but I want them to come back full circle and like, look, these things we've had to deal with. The fact that magic's unbalanced here, the fact that this is unbalanced, the fact that power is being offset by, you know, certain beings and manipulation are able to happen. Well, we're exploring and we're seeing this on other universes. We're seeing, we're basically like we're the scientists. Right. So we're fixing things. Like Reed said, I'm here to fix things.
Right.
You know, so they're fixing things as they go throughout, and they happen to come back upon the original universe and see things that are messed up there, and that could bring them back into the main fold. I'm not saying I want them to have Fantastic Four team again or anything, but I'm saying if this is something built up, like this whole, you know, the concept that they rebuilt the universe that they're living in, and a child built it.
Yeah.
You know, much like the universe that he built in, or pocket dimension that he built in before that everybody lived, but things will be off in this universe. Like a place like Weird World, a child's place, exists. You know,
I can see him
going around
that.
Fixing the universes. You got to come clean up what what you did.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be an interesting way to swing back things around and explain why Mystics see things as weird, while some other things are weird. I mean, shit. Galactus don't even need fucking planets anymore in this universe. They gotta start fixing.
They gotta start, because he was a natural thing. Like he was a force of nature. Like he destroyed planets that are supposed to be destroyed. Like there's a reason why he's there to destroy them. It's not just for him to consume them. Like they rediscovered that. Like, oh, you have to do this.
Yeah.
So that's why. And now he's going back repairing them, but they did it a smart way. So either ways, I'm all for it.
And that's one of the reasons I always talk about Earth X. I love the explanations they gave in Earth X for it. Do you remember that?
Of course.
That was a good explanation.
So long ago.
But when you think about a lot of the stuff that they do in that book, I think they regurgitate that back in the current Marvel universe. Like Thor was a girl.
Yeah, that's true.
Boom. You know what
that
I mean?
Is true. Thor was a
girl. Loki was confused about who he was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like their explanation for the mutant gene and everything better, and that would also help explain Franklin's role in it. It's because Franklin's become so powerful that eventually, outside of being a kid, you think about it as an adult, he wouldn't have needs or wants anymore.
Right.
Like, what do you think? I remember reading a book where he started just bringing his friends back to life that had died, and he wasn't even thinking about it. It was like, oh shit, how did you get here? Oh, what, you're not dead? No. And, technically they're real.
Right.
Because he has that power.
Right. No, you're right.
Like, that's a crazy concept. But that's pretty much it for the comic book and review. Definitely tune in next week, 3 p.m. on Sunday, unless otherwise notified. I do have some traveling to do, so we'll see how that works out. For Where's My Super Suit episode 5 now. 5 episodes in, and every week throughout the year. So tune in next time. It's your boy Phony Toast. And
task 1. Usually do the toast with the most.
Yeah, I know it said toast with the most.
You kind of took me off. I'm tired too, bro.
I gotta go grocery shopping and do real life stuff.
It's hard out here. It's hard. I got
football
to watch.
Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the follow. Dak, thanks for tuning in. Mr. ACT, appreciate you stopping in. I don't know if Tier Low's still out there or any of the other mods. Wait, hold on. I want to do a special shout out if I can see the name in here. Cavaratino, always coming by. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. And Lead Moron, too. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, peace out.
Peace.